Pitch to the plate on an 0-2.
It's time for Wenatchee AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Tonight, the AppleSox take on the Springfield Drifters in West Coast League action. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and more, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Walkabout Grill. Now let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with the call of tonight's AppleSox baseball game. Here's Eric Granstrom.
See ya! Round tripper for Brandon Ponce. Welcome to another season of Wenatchee AppleSox baseball and a pleasant Tuesday evening to you. Eric Granstrom coming to you live from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, where the AppleSox celebrate their home opener tonight against the Springfield Drifters. Wenatchee off to a 3-0 start. Springfield also off to a 3-0 start as the AppleSox come into today. It's only the fifth time in franchise history that they've had a 3-0 start to the season. By the way, if they go 5-0, they'll match a mark for the history of the franchise. And when they start 3-0, chances are you're going to make the postseason. That's been the case so far in AppleSox history. The starters for the AppleSox defensively being announced as we're getting ready for our national anthem here, as the AppleSox adorn the field with their home unis. These are the uniforms that they debuted last season, with the sky blue trimmed in red and the white pants with the red piping down the stride. Meanwhile, the Drifters into town with gray uniforms trimmed in blue and white. And now it's time for our national anthem.
Allie's a 33-year-old who believes she can accomplish anything. With an appreciation for her 6-year-old Jenna Lynn, all things radio and living life with her glass half full, and the You Got This attitude. Make sure to download the Kiss in 97.7 app to listen and interact live with all things country music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, then the rockets wrecked there, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Allie.
Great job by Allie on the morning show on Town Square Media's one of their radio stations. And thanks to Allie for our national anthem. It is Town Square Media night tonight, so hello to our friends in Radio Land as we get ready for tonight's ball game here between the Drifters of Springfield and the AppleSox of Wenatchee. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here for tonight's ball game. First for the Springfield Drifters is announced by their head coach, Tommy Richard. He's assisted by Jordan Sunich. Batting first, playing in left field, will be Gage Bruce out of the University of Portland. Batting second is shortstop Cole Calnan, who's from Lane Community College. Ryan Jeffries batting third. He's a right fielder out of Everett CC. Batting fourth, Brady Culp, the first baseman from Umpqua Community College. Batting fifth will be Jace Miller, who's the third baseman from the University of Portland. Batting sixth at second base, Dawson Santana from Oregon State. Samuel Lauderdale is the center fielder. He'll bat seventh out of Central Washington University. Nate May is the catcher. He's from Lane CC, and he'll bat eighth. Batting ninth will be the DH out of the University of Michigan, Cooper Mullins. Meanwhile, the AppleSox offensive unit here for tonight, as announced by their head coach, Mitch Darlington. He's assisted by Mike Callia and Colton Kelly. Batting first to be shortstop Ty Kennedy out of Washington State University. Batting second, right fielder Austin Bunn, who's from Northern Colorado. Brandon Ponce will bat third. He is the third baseman out of Washington State. Austin Olin is the first baseman, just in town tonight for the first time out of Central Washington University. Garrett Gore is the DH tonight, will bat fifth. He's from Gonzaga. Cal Poly's Cam Hoyland will bat sixth. He's the center fielder. Fred Buxton is from Vanguard. He'll bat seventh at second base. Aiden Van Rustum is the left fielder. He'll bat eighth from Everett Community College. And Cade Westerlin is the catcher from Everett CC. He'll bat ninth. The starter on the mound for the AppleSox is returning out of Brewster, Washington, and Vanguard University. 6'1", 190-pound senior Quincy Vassar, as we're ready for baseball tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel. And the first pitch of the ball game is a little bit outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Gage Bruce, leading it off for Springfield. Again, the Drifters 3-0 on the season. The AppleSox also 3-0 coming into tonight. This pitch is a ball, according to the home plate umpire. So 2-0 quickly the count here on Bruce. Vassar, the left-hander, delivery on the 2-0 is called a strike this time, so the count goes to 2-1. Cam Westerlin is the backstop for the AppleSox, getting the start behind the plate tonight. Our umpire, by the way, Isaac McAllister, is calling balls and strikes, and the 2-1 pitch is a curveball missing high for ball 3. Michael Green is our base umpire tonight, just a two-man crew for this one here. Vassar, his first appearance of the summer. Strike called here, and the count runs full now to Bruce at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This year at Vanguard, Vassar 3-2 with a 4.5 earned run average. This pitch slowly bounced off the turf, thrown to first base, dug out nicely over there by Olin. Welcome to town, young man. And 4-3 on the putout, 1 out here in the first inning. Cole Kalnin will then be up next, the shortstop for Springfield. So we're gathering information right up until game time because, the unique atmosphere of summer collegiate baseball is the fact that there's a lot of guys that are scheduled to be here that for both teams that aren't here yet. They're still playing college ball as they get to the postseason with the Division I, Division II. Strike here on a curveball to Kalnin from Vassar. Count in the pitcher's favor as the Brewster native winds and delivers on the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball strike on the inside corner. Vassar had 41 strikeouts this spring for Vanguard to 21 walks. This pitch swung on a fly ball to right center. Long run for both, but right fielder Austin Bunn will get over in the gap to make the catch for the outs. So 2 outs here for Springfield, and that'll bring up right fielder Ryan Jeffrey. First start for Quincy Vassar here this summer. Last summer with the AppleSox. Only pitched 5 1/3. Had a little injury problem. Had 8 strikeouts in his 5 1/3 for the AppleSox last summer. First pitch here to Ryan Jeffrey. Misses outside for ball 1. Jeffrey in the left-handed batter's box swings at the next pitch and drills it, but foul up the first baseline. Evens the count to Jeffrey at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it is a very still night here at the ballpark as we come to you here at just past 6:30. Temperature 87 degrees. One of the warmest days of the year here for the Wenatchee Valley, that's for sure. The 1-1 pitch from Vassar is a curveball strike right across the knees. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So after getting into a little trouble with the opener hitter here, Gage Bruce, Quincy Vassar's settled right in. leads the count to Jeffrey. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is swung on and hit back past the mound to second. Over to his right to field and throw in time is Fred Buxton. So a couple of good plays for Buxton. And that'll retire Springfield in order. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score for Springfield. And your AppleSox are due up next. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Look us up on Facebook or visit us at IDEW191.com today. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers hopes you enjoy the game. Let's go AppleSox.
Welcome back to AppleSox Baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Drifters were retired in order. Our broadcast here brought to you in part by Apple Valley Honda. Test drive a new Honda today at Apple Valley Honda in East Wenatchee. Apple Valley Honda committed to preserving the environment not only with fuel-efficient vehicles but also with their eco-friendly actions and alternatives. Also by Confluence Health, high-quality care close to home. Confluence Health dedicated to improving their patients' health with safe, high-quality care in 12 communities. Again, the order for the AppleSox: Ty Kennedy, the shortstop, Austin Bunn, the right fielder, and Brandon Ponce, the third baseman. AppleSox off to a good start to the campaign as they picked up 3 wins in a row. I was talking with head coach Mitch Darlington before the ball game tonight, and he said to get a sweep to start the season on the road, he says, are you kidding me? Especially when his team has so many guys that are just filling in on a 10-day contract for the AppleSox, and he was certainly happy to get those wins in the belt and just come back home and hope for some good things to happen here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It's usually not until about the second week of the season, so around Father's Day, that you see the schedule kind of settle in and the roster settle into what they expected coming into the campaign. Interesting story about who was their first baseman over the weekend coming up in a little bit. Ty Kennedy will start things off out of Washington State University. And he'll take the first pitch. Nice hefty fastball from Steer Brinkley, left-hander, 6 foot, 205-pound senior from Lane Community College. And he can bring it. The 1-0 pitch is up a little bit for ball 2. 2-0 the count here to Ty Kennedy. Kennedy batting .417 on the young campaign. He'll take this pitch, missing just barely for ball 3. So Kennedy in good straight here. I also talked to Mitch Darlington about, you've got so few. He's got 10 position players right now that are in town. And so, he says, nobody get injured. This pitch is taken for a strike. Kennedy taking all the way here. And I said, does that change your approach? Because Mitch happens to be a, aggressive coach and likes to steal bases and likes to put the game in motion. And he says, yeah, it actually does. I'm going to let these guys decide what they want to do with the game, see, how they play the game, and then make a decision from there. He says, you get later in the season, then I'll start coaching a little more. He says, right now, I'm happy to just let the players play. But just please be safe. Full count here to Kennedy. And the pitch by Brinkley on the way to the plate, swung on and hit hard, and right at the third baseman, bobbles it, gets down on it, throws it away, and that's going to allow Kennedy to get down to second base. So that's going to be an E5. And that's something we also talked about in our pre-game conversation between myself and the head coach for Wenatchee, Mitch Darlington. I said, how's third base here? Because this field traditionally forever has been tough on third baseman, especially left side of the infield here. because some of those balls batted will certainly take some interesting bounces, and you saw that there. That was a hard hit ball by Kennedy, but it ate up Jace Miller over at third base, and then his throw was high as he tried to hurry it up over to Culp at first base. So 1 on for the AppleSox in scoring position, nobody down, and Austin Bunn out of Northern Colorado steps up in the right-handed batter's box. Take the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 the count to Bunn. Bunn over the weekend in Bend was 3 for 12, so he's batting .250 on the season so far. Bunn back up and ready, and the pitch on the way to him is swung on and missed, and he was way out in front of the off-speed pitch. 0-2 the count. But this is an opportunity for some of these 10-day contract players to earn a spot on the roster, and he says, and Bitch told me that's what he loves too, is that these guys are gaming it out here. They are putting it all on the line with every out to try to make this club for the rest of the summer. This pitch is low for a ball. Good eye by Bunn. And the count to ball and 2 strikes. So some of these names you're going to recognize from a season ago, such as Brandon Ponce, who's in the on-deck circle here for the AppleSox. The Cougar is back again this summer in a Wenatchee uniform. Bunn ready, Brinkley ready, and the left-hander's delivery to the plate swung on and fouled back and out of play. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Wenatchee is 13-9 all-time in home openers. 7-3 since 2012. It won 16-2 last season on June 6th against Port Angeles. So June 6th, a year ago, was a good day for the AppleSox. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 pitch swung on and hit hard but foul at the third baseline. Also, another interesting conversation I had with Mitch before the ball game is, I don't know if you can see it on the cameras or not, and I think when we show you the third base dugout, you can see the artificial surface that's in front of the dugouts. I'll tell you more about that here in a moment. 1-2 the count to Bunn as he's staying alive with a couple of foul balls in a row. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Steer Brinkley. And it's on the way. Bounces in for a ball. Catcher loses the ball for a moment, but not enough for Kennedy to move down to third base on the play. So the count evens to Bunn at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But if you look at those areas in front of the dugout where the artificial surface is, that's not just an area you got to be careful about. That's actually out of play, which is interesting if you get a pop-up in foul territory. The 2-2 pitch on the way to the plate swung on a pop-up just in shallow center field. Coming in is Lauderdale, and the center fielder will make the catch for the out. And Kennedy holds up at second base on the play. 1 down for the AppleSox brings up third baseman Brandon Ponce. So the situation like right now with Kennedy out there at second base, if Ponce pops one up in foul territory and the first baseman or third baseman makes the catch in fair territory and then carries the ball onto that artificial surface, which would be darn easy to do because you're taking one step, that would take the ball out of play and that would award the base runner a base. So something to keep in mind as we go through the games here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. And now a pass ball will go all the way to the backstop, or maybe a wild pitch we'll call it. On the ball low to Ponce. Kennedy down to third base on the play on the wild pitch. And a chance for the AppleSox to grab an early lead here. After the AppleSox scored 22 runs over the weekend, beating Bend on Friday 6-4. 4-3 on Saturday, and then a big 12-1 win on Sunday. Pitch to the plate, swung on a miss to a high cheese there to Ponce, and the count even to Brandon at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brandon, by the way, it's not Brandon, but Brandon, Brandham. The Cougar back in the right-handed batter's box. And the pitch from Brinkley is low and inside for a ball. Ponce is so far back of the batter's box, his right foot is on the back stripe of the back end of the batter's box. Now, if he steps out and makes contact with the ball, he would be out if the umpire sees it. 2-1 to count to Ponce here with a runner 90 feet away. Pitch on the way, bounces in, goes all the way to the backstop. The runner breaks for home, and he will score standing up. AppleSox get an early lead on a wild pitch. So Ty Kennedy comes home to score on the wild pitch. He gets 2 bags thanks to the wild pitch. The AppleSox lead at 1-0. Meanwhile, the count 3-1 to Brandon Ponce. Ponce back in and ready. The pitch by Brinkley is swung on and fouled at the plate. And the count runs full to Ponce at 3-2. Springfield comes into tonight undefeated after a 4-3, 18-2, and 8-2 wins over Port Angeles over the weekend. Drifters went 17-37 in their inaugural season last year and 1 of 5 against the AppleSox. Just the second year of existence here in the West Coast League by Springfield. This pitch is strike 3 called, and gone looking for the first strikeout of the ball game by Steer Brinkley is Brandon Ponce. So 2 down for the AppleSox. That brings up first baseman Austin Oland.
Now batting, Austin Oland.
So interesting story for Easton Amundsen, who played first base for the AppleSox over the weekend, and he's on a 10-day contract. Pitch on the way here, swung on and cued off the end of the bat right to the second baseman on a hop. Santana takes it, and he'll throw out. But the AppleSox do get a run on the benefit of an error and a couple of wild pitches. We'll head to the second inning of play. Wenatchee 1, Springfield 0. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
Head to the second inning of play. Brady Culp, Jace Miller, and Dawson Santana due up here for Springfield as the AppleSox grab the early lead here 1-0. AppleSox baseball tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel. This pitch swung on and a line drive. Diving catch made by Ty Kennedy. How about it? Kennedy with a fantastic grab at shortstop on a well-hit ball by Brady Culp. Diving to his right. Able to reach across his body with a glove and make the catch for the out. So we'll put a star next to that one for the defense of Ty Kennedy. 1 pitch, 1 out. Jace Miller steps up, takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count to Jace. Out of the University of Portland. Wind to delivery by Quincy Vassar is a curveball missing just high for ball 1. Early in the season for, of course, both these teams. Miller comes in batting .333 after the weekend sweep. He'll swing and miss at this pitch, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. We're trying to work on our connection to the graphics that control the scoreboard. I'm not sure if we got that rectified yet or not. We're working on it. This pitch swung on, popped up, shallow right field. Could be a tough play, but no, it hangs up in our dry, warm air here tonight. It allows Austin Bunn to settle under it. So a fly out to right for the second out, and that'll bring up second baseman Dawson Santana. But I was talking about AppleSox and Easton Amundsen, who came in to the weekend as a first base / utility guy for the AppleSox. Did very well down on the road in Bend, helping the AppleSox off to a 3-0 start. He got a call over the weekend on a first pitch here, taken strike by Santana. Got a call over the weekend to a university. Left as soon as they got back from Bend on a plane, flew across the country, is there visiting with the college today, and then will fly back tonight and then be here to play baseball tomorrow. So the life of a youngster in summer collegiate baseball. The 1-1 pitch to Santana, curveball misses low and inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count to the Oregon State product. Santana was 2 for 12 over the weekend in the series sweep by Springfield over the Port Angeles Lefties. Count runs 3-1 to Santana here, and Vassar's next delivery on the way is high for ball 4. So the first batter to get aboard will be by a base on balls after retiring the first 5 batters he faces. Quincy Vassar gives up a free pass here, and that'll bring up center fielder Samuel Lauderdale. Samuel out of Central Washington University steps up in the left-handed batter's box to see Quincy Vassar. Pitch swung on a chop foul up the first base side, and the count 0-1 here to Lauderdale. Good crowd on hand here for the opener tonight for the AppleSox. Of course, Wenatchee will be here for the next few nights as well. You want to come watch some AppleSox baseball. Swing and a miss here. Hefty fastball by Vassar. The count 0-2 now. Wenatchee will host Springfield for the next 2 nights here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. This pitch, fastball, misses just high. The runner from first, kind of a delayed steal. And he will get second base on the play. Will Dawson Santana. Meanwhile, the ball makes the count 1-2 to Lauderdale. Hanging out in the left-handed batter's box as Vassar kind of went to sleep a little bit on that runner on the base pass. This pitch just barely misses outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Lauderdale. This is the 3rd year for a new scoreboard here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. If you haven't seen it, it is something to see. They've got graphics and video and all this kind of fun stuff out there. But the interface with our system is showing a little bit of a to be a bugger here tonight. I'll just say that. Pitch misses low and away to Lauderdale, so now it's run 3-2. So he was ahead 0-2 was Vassar after walking Santana, and then Santana stole second. And now goes 3-2 on Lauderdale, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on and hit hard on a hop. Second baseman snares the ball, throws in time. What a play by Fred Buxton. Holy cow, look at that. Beautiful play. Buxton with a giant smile on his face as he comes to the dugouts and probably saved a run right there. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 AppleSox over Springfield. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, so relax. It's done.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Apple in the car, at home, or in the office on your smart speaker.
Sunny, 88 degrees for a home opener. I think this might go down in the record books as the hottest home opener in AppleSox history. This is the 23rd year of AppleSox baseball. I was around for the first about 7, 8, 9 years, something like that, back in 2000 when the program began. And I don't remember too many home openers like this. I remember it being cold and windy and things like that, but not 80 8 degrees like it is right now. Garrett Gores will lead things off for the AppleSox here in the bottom of the second with a 1-0 lead. Takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count to Gores out of Gonzaga. Had the first AppleSox home run of the summer on Sunday in the 12-1 win over Bend. Takes this pitch for a ball. 2-0 the count to Gores. He'll be followed by Cam Hoyland and Fred Buxton here in the second for the AppleSox. A couple of great defensive gems in the top half of this inning by the AppleSox infield. 2-0 pitch, bounces in for a ball. 3-0 quickly the count to Garrett Gores. Our broadcast here today brought to you in part by JDSA Law, a full-service law firm committed to your journey for life. That's JDSA Law. 3-0 the count to Gores. Brinkley, the left-hander, winds and delivers, and this pitch taken for a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Steer Brinkley starting for the Drifters. Pitched for Lane Community College. Taking pitch here for a ball. So AppleSox get their second man aboard here in the ball game. Ty Kennedy got aboard on an error on the third baseman in the first. Eventually came around to score on a wild pitch. Now Garrett Gores will lead things off, getting aboard here on the second inning. And with nobody down, that brings up center fielder Cam Hoyland. But at Lane Community College this spring, Brinkley was 1-3 with a 5.76 earned run average. In 29 2/3 innings pitched, the pitch goes all the way to the backstop. That'll allow Gores to get into scoring position. Another wild pitch. That's the third one of the ball game with runners on the base paths by Steer Brinkley. Brinkley this spring for Lane had 47 strikeouts, 28 walks in 13 games. He started 5 for Lane this spring. 1-0 the count here to Cam Hoyland. And Brinkley with a check of the runner at seconds. Pitch on the way, swung on, a cued off the end of the bat, right back to the mound. And no, they're going to call a foul ball because it went off the foot of Cam Hoyland. So he'll try to walk that one off, as that's smarts. And if you've never taken a baseball off your toe, I always use this description, but it's pretty accurate. If you go in your bedroom, you pick up the corner of your bed, especially you got like a 4-poster bed, pick up the corner of your bed, put your foot under it, pick your bed up as high as you possibly can, and then just drop it on your big toe. That's what it feels like. 1-1 to count here to Hoyland out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Center fielder for the AppleSox in the left-handed batter's box. This pitch swung on a miss. Nice fastball there from Steer Brinkley. And the count to ball and 2 strikes. Hoyland still looking for his first hit in an AppleSox uniform. Went 0 for 7 over the weekend. This pitch is swung on and a fly ball to shallow left center. And in on it. And he dropped the baseball. Just completely dropped the ball. Lauderdale came in, had the ball right in hand, and then the last second, I think he was worried about the runner at second more so than he was catching the ball, and he drops it. So the second error of the ball game is going to put Hoyland on board at first. And then will bring up Fred Buxton. Buxton also looking for his first base hit. This will be a prime time to get that done, as he was 0 for 13 over the weekend down in Bend. Steps up in the right-handed batter's box here out of Vanguard University. Another one of those Quincy Vassar convinced, hey, come play summer ball at Wenatchee. This pitch swung on and grounded to the second baseman. He'll flip it to second for 1. The relay to first is in time for the double play. Meanwhile, down to third base goes Garrett Gores. So just what the doctor ordered if you're the defense for Springfield and you're Steer Brinkley on the mound. 6-4-3 double play. 2 down now for the AppleSox with a runner at third base, and that brings up Aiden Van Rensom. Aiden's out of Everett Community College, playing left field tonight for the AppleSox. Van Rensom, 1 for 11 over the weekend. This pitch swung on and hit over the mound. Going to be a tough play. Second baseman in on the ball. Fields and then softly tosses over to the bag at first. So that'll retire the threat here for Wenatchee. They leave a man aboard, and that'll do it for the second. We'll head to the third. It's 1-0 AppleSox over Springfield. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
We got the newspaper delivery derby going on in between the innings. Some of the fun here for the fans at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. One of those long-time traditions now here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. When Jim Corcoran got the organization started back in 2000, he wanted to make this and model this after minor league baseball. And the nearest example of what he wanted to do to make it more than just baseball, make it a fan experience, was the Everett AppleSox, who just have a ton of fun for fans. There's lots going on around the ballpark, in the ballpark, between innings, and that's really what Jim Corcoran tried to do and start here, and he did it well. And now Jose Oglesby, the second owner in AppleSox history, who's now, I think, third or fourth year for Jose after taking over the ball club. First pitch misses to Nate May to start off the third, and the next pitch in from Quincy Vassar for a strike, and the count even to the Lane Community College catcher at 1 ball and 1 strike. Quincy Vassar's 1-1 pitch, swung on and hit hard, and that's going to be the first base hit of the game for either club. And that'll be a safely hit single to center by Nate May. So a runner aboard to lead off the third for the Drifters as they trail at 1-0 here. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Cooper Mullins, out of the University of Michigan.
Now batting, Cooper Mullins.
Mullins went 3 for 6 over the weekend. And the Drifters win. This bunt up the third baseline is pushed foul. Ponce came running in, but it goes by him out of the base pad. 0-1 the count here to Cooper Mullins. 3 for 6, by the way, and 4 RBI. Also 7 walks for Cooper, so he's got a good eye up there at the plate. 0-1 count to him here. Let's see if he squares the bunt again with a runner at first. Vassar sets, and he'll toss over to the bag at first very gingerly. And back easily to the bag is Nate May. Springfield en masse on their feet in the dugout on the first base side. This bunt back up to the mound, and Quincy Vassar fumbles it, and never does get a hang on it. Looking for the handle and just couldn't find it. So that's going to go down as an error on the pitcher. First error of the ball game for Wenatchee. Down to second base goes May. So not only did they get what they wanted accomplished for Springfield, but they did more so with nobody out. And back to the top of the order for Gage Bruce. Bruce is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second in the first. Vassar, first real trouble of the ball game here in the third. This bunt is right back up the third baseline. Ponce will field, and nobody covering the bag. It's at first base. And that's what you're going to have early season collegiate baseball, with people playing positions they're not necessarily used to. And Fred Buxton, the second baseman, his job was to cover the bag at first on the bunt. And so everybody is safe. That'll go down as a bunt single. So the bases are jammed now, and quite a pickle for Quincy Vassar as Cole Calnan steps up. The lefty's delivery to the plate is right down the middle for a called strike, and the count 0-1. And if you're Quincy Vassar, a strikeout would certainly come in handy right now as he pitches from the windup with the bases loaded. The 0-1 delivery by Vassar is a little bit outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. May at third, got aboard on a base hit. Mullins at second, aboard on an error. Swing and a miss here, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Calnan after Gage Bruce got aboard on a bunt single. 1-2 the count here on Kelnan. Vassar looking for his first strikeout of the summer collegiate season. The pitch on the way to the plate is swung on a hit back past the mound. Second base for one. The throw to first is in time. What a double play. A run will score on the play. But what a double play by Fred Buxton at second base. 4 unassisted, 3 on the double play. So 2 down here in the inning as May comes home to score on the play. Mullins winds up at third base. Great play by Fred Buxton. Ryan Jeffrey now steps up, and the first pitch to him is a little outside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Jeffrey, who is 0 for 1, grounded out to second. It's been a busy night for Buxton out there at second base so far. Pitch by Vassar. Curveball misses just barely. 2-0 the count. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Merry Maids. A clean home is a happy home. Merry Maids of Wenatchee. Request your free cleaning estimate today as this pitch misses for ball 3. 3-0 the count to Jeffrey. Call Merry Maids at 509-293-4243. That's 509-293-4243 for more information. 3-0 pitch to Jeffrey on the way by Vassar is inside for ball 4. So the second walk here by Vassar in the ball game. And that puts runners on the corners here for Brady Culp. Culp absolutely scorched a pitch, the first pitch to him to start off the second inning, that Ty Kennedy made a sprawling diving catch at shortstop to highlight one of 2 defensive gems here for the AppleSox last inning. This pitch is a curveball in for a strike, and a much-needed strike right there for Quincy Vassar. 0-1 to count to Brady Culp. Again, Culp out of Umpqua Community College. That's UMPQUA, if you're wondering at home. The 0-1 pitch here is bouncing in. Good stop by the catcher. Throw down to second base. Goes into center field, going to allow a run to score. So give Jeffrey a stolen base and give Mullins home on an error on the catcher. So 2 errors in the inning for the AppleSox, and Springfield has taken a 2-1 lead. Count to Culp goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch was low in the dirt. Nice dig by Westerland, but his throw out to second base missed everybody. Curveball here bounces in. Good stop by Westerland. The count goes to 2-1 here on Brady Culp. So the inning began with a base hit and then a couple of errors, and 2 runs have scored here for Springfield. The 2-1 pitch on the way is a little high for ball 3. So a lot of pitches thrown here by Quincy Vassar. Talking with Coach Mitch Darlington before the ball game, I said, okay, you have pitch counts on guys. He goes, well, they got to communicate with me about where they were in their college season. Of course, Vassar coming out of Vanguard, as the next pitch is a strike, so that runs the count full to Culp at 3-2. It's up to Jeffrey out there at second base if he wants to go on this pitch or not, since nobody behind him, but 3-2 count and 2 outs in the inning. He will stay. The pitch to the plate bounces in for ball 4. So back-to-back walks here for Quincy Vassar. Runners at first and second. And that'll bring up third baseman Jace Miller. But first we'll have a conversation out on the mound as the AppleSox pitching coach Mike Kalia will go out there to have a word with his left-hander. Kind of settle him down here. Well, I wanted to take a time to thank Joel Norman, who's the broadcast voice and director of communications for the AppleSox. Joel is just fantastic to work with. He gives us so much and give me, copious amounts of notes for every game we broadcast. By the way, this is the first of 6 broadcasts we'll be doing this summer for AppleSox baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel. We'll be back here again in a couple of weeks on June 14th. Well, just less than a week away. Excuse me. June 16th. There you go. Friday, June 16th. Kelowna will be in town for the AppleSox for the weekend. We'll have that game here on the NCWLIFE Channel starting at 6:30 in a couple of Fridays. So Jace Miller steps up, 2 down, 2 on, 2 in, and the first pitch curveball strike to Miller, 0-1. Miller is 0 for 1. He flew out to right back in the second. Miller in the right-handed batter's box, wags that bat slowly behind his head, and the pitch on the way is a curveball missing high for ball 1. One adjustment that has to be made by all the players that come in from their summer collegiate teams is going from aluminum to wood bats. Pitch here is swung on, pop-up foul territory. Long run for the first baseman, and that's going to bounce foul territory. As a good try by Oland out there, sprinting from his first base position to try to get after that one. 1-2 the count here to Jace Miller. Seventh man to the plate here for Springfield in this third frame as they've taken a 2-1 lead over Wenatchee. 1-2 the count to Miller. Vassar checks the runners, and the pitch on the way to the plate is missing just barely. Westerland thought that was strike 3. He started dancing towards the dugout. Vassar probably thought it was as well. Quincy standing in the shock of shadows here from a giant pine tree that's over by the concession stand at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The 2-2 pitch misses high for ball 3. So he's in danger here walking the bases loaded. After a beautiful double play ball by second baseman Fred Buxton. Pitch high, ball 4. So he has walked 3 batters in a row here to load him up for Springfield. That brings up the 8th man to the plate, second baseman Dawson Santana. Santana walked in his first plate appearance. In the second, we're in the third. It is a 2-1 lead for Springfield, but getting a little sketchy right now here with the bases jammed and 2 outs. Pitch by Vassar. Low strike called. 0-1 here to Dawson Santana out of Oregon State University. Bunt up the first baseline. Vassar off the mound will scoop with the glove, throw high, and 2 runs are going to score on the play. And it's just become a disaster here for the AppleSox defensively with another error. That's their 3rd of the inning. So another error on pitcher Quincy Vassar. As beautiful call by the coaching staff, Tommy Richards, for Springfield. Put the play in motion. Bunt up the first baseline. Wenatchee was not expecting it. And 2 runs come around to score. It's now 4-1 Springfield. Miller over to third base on the play. And Lauderdale becomes the 9th man to come to the plate here in this 3rd inning. Pitched by Vassar. Low for a ball. So restless fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium on opening night, hoping that Quincy Vassar can just end the bleeding right here. The 1-0 pitch by the big left-hander. Curveball, strike. Count evens to Lauderdale at 1-1 strike. Lauderdale ended the second. Well, actually, Fred Buxton ended the second on a spectacular play on a ground ball to him that he was able to get over to first base in time. The 1-1 pitch by Vassar. Curveball swung on and fouled back behind the plate, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So Vassar has gone to some junk pitches here that he's getting in the strike zone. And so far the hitters are having a hard time against it. 1-2 the count to Lauderdale. Runners on the corners. 4 runs in, 3 errors for the AppleSox. Pitch on the way. Outside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, there's a lot of pitches thrown by Quincy Vassar here in this 3rd frame. 2-2 count. Runners hold. Swung on and missed, and so he gets his first strikeout of the ball game when he needed it most to finally end this half of the 3rd. But Springfield gets 4 runs, none of which are earned, on 3 errors and 2 men are left. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's 4-1. Springfield on top. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you caught in a
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Well, good news for the AppleSox. It's early in this ball game, so they got a chance to come back here after giving up a 4 spot in the top half of the third. They trail it now 4-1, as it will be Cade Westerland, Ty Kennedy, and Austin Bunn due up here in the third for the AppleSox. Offensively, Westerland, the catcher, in the 9-hole, and then Ty Kennedy and Austin Bunn 1 and 2 in the lineup. Our broadcast tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Mini Blinds and More, specializing in custom blinds, shades, draperies, exterior awnings, exterior sunscreens with unmatched customer service. That's Mini Blinds and More. Get you a Seattle Mariner update coming up in just a bit. First of all, Westerland steps up to face Steer Brinkley for the first time of the ball game. And the lefty's delivery to the plate is low for a ball. 1-0 the count. AppleSox scored a run in the first after Ty Kennedy got aboard on an error and then got 2 bases, including home plate on wild pitches. Since then, a little settling here for Brinkley. The 1-0 pitch swung on and fisted over the first base bag, and that's going to be a fair ball. Rounding first, heading for second. This is going to be a close play at second base. Good throw by the first baseman, and out at second is Westerland. Good hustle by Culp after the ball got over his head and hit just inside the chalk line beyond the first base bag. Culp was able to scramble after it. So a base hit and then 1-6 on the putout for the first down. They've got a couple of hits on the scoreboard for Wenatchee, but I've got 2 errors. That is a base hit for Westerland, and then thrown out at second. Ty Kennedy now steps up, and the first pitch to him is taken with a fastball for a strike. 0-1 the count here to Ty. Again, got aboard on what I had as an error on the third baseman, either on the play defensively or on his throw that allowed Kennedy to get over first base. Well, it was definitely an error on the throw. This pitch swung on and fouled out of play on the first base side beyond the dugout. And a count 0-2 here on Ty Kennedy. I guess what they may have done is given Ty a base hit and then an error on the throw. You got 4 bodies up in the press box. Well, 3 anyway that I see up there that would have input on that call, including Joel Norman up there. I see 2 errors on the board here for the Drifters. So, yeah, let's change that. It'll be a base hit and an E5 on the throw for Ty Kennedy's at bat, as he's up there now with a count at 1-2. Takes the next pitch for a ball. Evens the count to Kennedy at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners are in San Diego trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 5 of their past 6 and off to a good start, leading the Padres 1-0 as they're in the middle of the third. Ty France with an RBI single to score Julio Rodriguez. Count runs full to Ty Kennedy. With nobody aboard, Drifters leading at 4-1 here. AppleSox home opener tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. Coming up a little bit later on in the ballgame, I've asked Allie Shank, the general manager for the team, to come sit down and join me. We'll talk baseball. We'll talk fan experience. This ground ball taken by the first baseman. Good play by Culp. Couple of good plays by Culp in this inning. He'll take it to the bag himself. 3 unassisted for the putout. 2 outs here for the AppleSox. Brings up right fielder Austin Bunn. Austin 0 for 1. He flew out to center in the first.
Now batting, number 27, Austin Bunn.
So the first of 2-game series for the Mariners in San Diego. After being swept in Texas over the weekend by the first-place Rangers. Boy, they're playing some pretty good baseball. This pitch swung on a foul back by Bunn. 0-1 to count. Four runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for Springfield. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 errors on the board for Wenatchee in this game. Early on, bottom of the third, 4-1 Drifters. 0-1 pitch is missing outside for a ball. Again, our home plate umpire is Isaac McAllister. Michael Green is on the base pass. Usually keep the same crew here for the 3 games tonight or tomorrow night and on Thursday. Games will all start at 6:35 here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. And then after the Drifters leave town, or drift away, shall we say, Victoria comes to town for a weekend series this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Game starts at 6:35 on Friday, 7:05 on Saturday, then 1:05 on Sunday. So find out more information at applesox.com. Pitch misses up for a 2-1 count now to Bunn from Steer Brinkley. It is a warm night at the ballpark, and Brinkley sweating through that jersey top for the Drifters. This pitch swung on a fly ball to center field and right at the center fielder. Lauderdale will make the catch, and it will turn out to be a 1-2-3 frame for the AppleSox. We'll head to the 4th inning of play. Springfield 4, Wenatchee 1. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
Nate May, Cooper Mullins, and Gage Bruce do up here in the 4th after 9 batters came to the plate in the 3rd for Springfield as they lead it 4-1 here over the Wenatchee AppleSox. AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, a family-owned company providing industry-leading care where each resident or patient is treated like a member of the extended family. Prestige Senior Living, where they celebrate life at every age. So Nate May started the frame for Springfield with a sharp hit single to center. Eventually came around to score on one of 3 errors for the AppleSox as this ball is hit foul into the third base dugout right below me here, and the count 0-1 to Nate May. Interesting broadcast location here at Paul Thomas for our broadcast anyway, as I sit right here on top of the AppleSox dugout. No room in the press box. So there is a spot next to the press box where I could have set up shop for tonight's broadcast. This pitch swung on and a fly ball is going to get past the outstretched arm of Ty Kennedy into left field. So how about Nate May? He's got a 2-for-2 night so far. Another sharp hit ball off of the arm of Quincy Vassar goes to left field for a base hit. But also our broadcast location, I appreciate it because we're in the shadows early here at this time of spring, still spring. But also, I'm downwind from the barbecue, which is good and not so good. This pitch taken for a strike by Mullins, 0-1 the count, as Cooper bunted his way aboard as Quincy Vassar couldn't handle the bunt back in the last inning. Pitch here is a curveball missing just outside. Evens the count of 1-1 strike. But, yeah, so burgers, dogs, all the smoke from the burgers drifting my way. So, yeah, hungry now. 1-1 pitch as the runner goes is low and outside. The throw down to second is in time, but the shortstop can't squeeze the ball. So a stolen base for Nate May. Yeah, the count runs to 2-1 to Mullins here. It was a great throw by Cam Westerlund. Ty Kennedy just could not squeeze it. Throw beat the runner, but ball bounced out of the glove of Kennedy. 2-1 the count to Mullins. This pitch swung on a line drive right to the second baseman. They'll try to go for the double play, not quite in time, but a good play by Fred Buxton out there on a line out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. May holds up at second, and back to the top of the order for Springfield and Gage Bruce. Bruce with a bunt single and a ground out the second, so he's 1 for 2 in the ball game so far. Already his third time to the plate, and we're only in the fourth inning. This pitch swung on a fly ball to right field, backing up on it, and backing up on it is Austin Bunn. Runner from second will tag, and he'll get in standing to third on the play. So fly out to right or center or right field. There you go for the second out by Bruce. Down to third goes May, and that brings up shortstop Cal Kalman. I asked him 3 times before the ball game. Kalman. Is it Kalman? Kalman. He says, yes, Kalman. Kalman. Okay, Kalman. Got it. C-A-L-N-O-N. Kalman. Got it. Kalman steps up. 0 for 2 in the game. Takes the first pitch, fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Vassar, when he wants to bring it fast, I mean, you don't even have to watch it. You can hear it in the catcher's glove. Swing and a miss here, and the count quickly 0-2. 2 down in the inning, 1 runner 90 feet away here. 4-1 ball game. Vassar would love to get his second strikeout of the ball game right here. 0-2 the count to Kalman. And the pitch on the way by Vassar, high fastball away, trying to get him a chase, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. 23rd season of AppleSox baseball here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Pitch swung on a miss, and there you go. Second strikeout of the game is the third out here of the fourth inning for Quincy Vassar. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Springfield gets a man aboard. They leave him stranded on a base hit. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 4-1 Springfield. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Brandon Ponce, Austin Oland, and Garrett Gore's number 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Wenatchee here in the fourth inning, as it's a 4-1 Springfield lead. Drifters trying to get off to a 4-0 start. Wenatchee trying to get off to that 4-0 start as well. Going to have to do some work here as we bring you AppleSox baseball live on the NCWLIFE Channel, brought to you in part by Together for Youth. They'd like to encourage you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. 4-1 the score here. Let's check around the West Coast League right now. Cowlitz is leading Bellingham at Joe Martin Field. 1-0 the score in the bottom of the fourth inning. Top of the fourth in Victoria. Walla Walla on top of the Harbor Cats 2-0. Nanaimo and Kelowna scoreless in the fourth. Portland leading in Kamloops 5-1 over the North Paws. That's in the top of the third. Port Angeles is leading Bend on the road tonight at Vince Guinness Stadium. That's in the top of the fourth. 5-1 the score there. Ridgefield leading at home in the bottom of the third over Edmonton 2-1. Corvallis and Yakima top of the second scoreless so far, and 4-1 our score here. Pont steps up, swings at the first pitch to him, and fouls it back at the count 0-1 here to Brandon Ponce. Ponce back again here in an AppleSox uniform. We mentioned the AppleSox off to a 3-0 start for the fifth time in franchise history. First time since 2009. This pitch is strike called, and the home fan's not happy about that. Brandon Pond's not happy about that. Steps out of the batter's box and kind of looks towards the dugout with a look of chagrin on his face. AppleSox also won the first three games in 2001, 2003, and 2005. This pitch is a ball, barely. 1-2 the count. Franchise record for consecutive wins to open the season is 5 games, accomplished both in 2001 and 2005. Now, Wenatchee won league championship 3 times in the previous 4 instances that began with a 3-0 season. So a harbinger of things to come. And a beautiful play here by the second baseman Santana, going down to a knee and snaring that line drive off the bat of Brandon Ponce the other way. So a line out for the first out here of the fourth. Wenatchee's put the bat on the ball a few times here, but some defensive gems here by Springfield defensively. That'll bring up first baseman Austin Olin. So we mentioned Amundsen, who is on a jet plane visiting a college to get a look. And Austin Olin came into town today out of Central Washington University. He'll take the first pitch for a strike. And Coach Mitch Darlington was like, thank goodness I didn't have a first baseman if Olin didn't show up tonight. The 0-1 pitch here is bouncing in for a ball. Evens the count to Austin at 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin 0 for 1 in the game tonight. He grounded out the second and the first to end that first frame for Wenatchee. Against Stair Brinkley, man on the mound for Springfield, and the next pitch swung on. Look out, goes into the dugout, and I don't know if it got anybody. Holy cow. Everybody went scrambling. Count goes to 1-2 on Olin. Brinkley always works from the stretch. Dances on that right front foot a few times, and then the pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. Wenatchee has scored its most runs so far this season in the 7th. So don't go away, gang. This pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. Down on it is Cullen, and his throw to first base dug out nicely over there by Culp. I'll tell you, give a Web Gem award so far to Culp over there at first base. 6-3 on the putout. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Garrett Gores. Gores walked in the second to start the inning, got as far as third base, but was stranded there. Way back in the right-handed batter's box. And the delivery by Brinkley. Fastball high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Down in Bend over the weekend, Wenatchee scored 2 in the first. This is over the 3 games. 6 in the third, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 9 runs in the 7th inning. Of course, that was helped by Sunday's affair, where I think they scored 8 runs in that 7th frame. They've also scored 2 runs in the 9th. So 22 runs coming into the game tonight to 8 by the opponent. But so far, things in the advantage of the visitors here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. This count goes to 2-0 on Garrett Gores here. 4-1 Drifters on top of the AppleSox. Gore's back in the right-handed batter's box, and Brinkley's delivery to the plate is outside for ball 3. So Gore showed that he's got a good eye up there in his last at bat with a walk. And this pitch is ball 4. I think Gores thought it might have been a strike, so he was ready for a 3-1 pitch. But no, the umpire says, no, take your base. So he'll toss the bat aside and head down to first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up center fielder Cam Hoyland. Okay, we got a pinch hitter coming in. So this is, well, they list him number 3. Again, numbers aren't necessarily what's matching on my, oh, it is Nino Voltaggio. So Voltaggio will bat. And he takes the first pitch for a ball for Cam Hoyland in center field. Pitch on the way here is low for a ball. 1-0 the count. So Voltaggio, you'll recognize that name. One of the returners for the AppleSox. Out of Alone. And that's not like the Adventure series on the Discover Channel or History Channel, whichever it is. That's Alone as in O-H-L-O-N-E. O-Lone College. Quickly 3-0 the count here to Voltaggio. Pitch to the plate is ball 4. So back-to-back walks here for the AppleSox. Gets a little life going with 2 outs. Brings up second baseman Fred Buxton. Buxton takes a step towards the third base coach box where Mitch Darlington gives him a few words. Meanwhile, the catcher, May, goes out to the mound to talk to Brinkley about how to pitch to Buxton. Buxton hit into a double play, 6-4-3 in the second. So he's 0 for 1 of the ball game. Chance to pick up a little 2-out magic here for the AppleSox. Things pretty dead calm here at the ballpark. Maybe a little breeze blowing out to center. Brinkley ready, and the first pitch on the way to Buxton is a fastball strike, 0-1. The count to Fred. Buxton got the word from Quincy Vassar. They both were teammates at Vanguard. He says, you know, you should come up to North Central Washington, play some baseball this summer. This pitch is inside. I think it hit the batter. No, runner's going to advance 90 feet on the wild pitch. Well, Wenatchee will take it. So runners at second and third now. The count even to Buxton at 1 ball and 1 strike. PA announcer trying to encourage some fan participation here with runners in scoring position now for Buxton as the AppleSox trail at 4-1, but trying to put a dent in that differential right now. Brinkley's pitch on the way, swung on, popped up, foul behind home plate, and this is going to be just into the first row. Foul ball, strike 2. Mariners and Padres now tied at 1 in the middle of the 4th inning. By the way, Mike Ford, guy who made a splash in the World Baseball Classic this spring, is now playing up with the Mariners. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on and popped up, foul, and this is going to be playable, but a diving play by Culp. Holy cow, this kid's all over the place tonight. He'll earn some respect from the opposing fans here in the ballpark. And it turns out to be a foul ball, but I'll tell you what, Brady Culp being a player over there at first base. 2 down for the AppleSox, 2 on, trailing at 4-1 here, bottom of the 4th inning. And a 1-2 count remains on Fred Buxton, trying to find a hole in the defense right here. Pitch by Brinkley. Swung on, again, popped up behind home plate. This is going to get out of play. So 3 foul pop-ups in a row here by Buxton to stay alive. First base is open. Back-to-back walks given up by Brinkley. And then a wild pitch put Voltaggio at third. Or excuse me, Gore at third. Voltaggio at second. This pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. Bobbles the ball. Fields. And now will run towards third base. A run's going to score on the error on the shortstop. Gores comes home to score on the play. Safe at first is Buxton. Down to third base goes Voltaggio. And it's now 4-2. You take them how you can get them. Meanwhile, we're going to get a visit on the mound here for the skipper, Tommy Richards. Come out and talk to his infield. Meanwhile, the umpire going to try to keep Wenatchee from having a discussion with his players, and I'm not sure why you would do that. I mean, you got a timeout on the mound here, so why can you not talk to your runners as well as your batters? And that's what Mitch Darlington is accomplishing right now in front of his third base dugout. Meanwhile, the conversation on the mound here is just about, for Springfield, boy, you got a lead and just need to throw strikes. Get a little defense behind you. Third error of the ball game here for the Drifters. 3 errors per side. And, you know, you're going to see that a lot in summer collegiate baseball first few weeks of the season. You've got a bunch of guys that are playing summer collegiate ball that didn't get a lot of time playing in the spring for their colleges. So they haven't had regular play. So you're going to see that. But you're also seeing guys that are on a short-time basis with the club trying to make the club and trying to make a play. So runners on the corners for Wenatchee, and the pitch to the plate is a strike to Aiden Van Rensum. 0-1 to count. Aiden 0 for 1 with a ground out to second, back in the second to end the third, or that inning for the AppleSox offensively. Van Rensum back in the right-handed batter's box, and Brinkley with a check of the runner at first. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on a miss in the count 0-2. Aiden Van Rensum out of Everett Community College. As far as our buddy Joel Norman could find, unfortunately kind of a dubious record for Van Rensum down in Bend over the weekend. And they called it black and blues as Van Rensum was hit 3 times in the same game. The 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on a chop towards the third baseman, backhanding the ball as the third baseman. The throw to first base is in time. Better play that time for Jace Miller, and that'll retire the side. But Wenatchee does get a run back on not the benefit of a base hit, couple of walks and an error, and they leave 2. We'll head to the 5th inning of play. It's 4-2, Springfield on top. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
You're watching AppleSox Baseball tonight here on your local TV station, NCWLIFE Channel. Eric Granstrom with you as we have 4-2 ball game as we head to the 5th inning of play. Ryan Jeffrey, Brady Culp, and Jace Miller due up here for the Drifters as Springfield leads it in an airfield contest so far. 3 errors per side, helping the cause on both sides offensively here in this one. Quincy Vassar still on the mound for the AppleSox. Went through a lot of pitches in the 3rd, hung tight in the 4th, and now trying to get the Drifters in order in the 5th. Jeffrey, 0 for 1 in the game. Takes the first pitch, misses just outside for a ball. 1-0 the count here to the right fielder out of Everett Community College. Grounded out to second in the first, walked and scored in the third. This curveball misses low for ball 2. 2-0 to Jeffrey. We do have a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen for the AppleSox. I'm trying to get, looks like Jaquat is out there in the bullpen area for Wenatchee warming up. The 2-0 pitch misses high for ball 3. Well, 2 innings in a row, Springfield was able to get the lead runner aboard. Base hits by Nate May in the third and in the fourth. Now Jeffrey takes all the way, thought maybe it was ball 4. Strike called, and the count runs to 3-1 to Jeffrey here. As Vassar winds and delivers, and this pitch high and inside for ball 4. So the 5th walk given up here in the ballgame by Quincy Vassar leads off the 5th inning. And that cardinal rule in baseball is those walks just come around and usually hurt you. So defense for Wenatchee going to be put to it here. We'll see if Brady Culp lays down the bunt. He's 0 for 1 with a line out to short. And he walked and scored in the third. Takes the first pitch here for a strike. Doesn't offer a bunt as Brandon Ponce is up even with the bag at third. 0-1 the count here to Culp. Ryan Jeffrey over there at first base. Pretty good lead at first. Pitch on the way to the plate is strike 2 called. Vassar with just 2 strikeouts in the game. 0-2 the count here. Culp back in the right-handed batter's box, and Vassar with a big breath will toss over to the bag at first, not in time to get the runner over there. Vassar gathers the ball back in, and the 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, popped up, foul territory, and out of play behind the first base side. And the count stays at 0-2. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Caught in a conflict with family, housing, or business? Call Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center at 509-888-0957 for help. That's 888-0957. This pitch bounces in for a ball. 1-2 the count to Culp. Webb jam for Ty Kennedy at short on Culp back in the second on a diving play. And now the 1-2 pitch from Vassar. Fastball up for ball 2. Settled into a nice evening here in Wenatchee. The weather station up at the airport still says it's 88 degrees. Of course, it's up in the sunshine there. Ground ball slowly to shortstop. The only play is to first, and a nice play by shortstop Ty Kennedy over to Austin Oland at first base. Meanwhile, down to second on the play goes Jeffrey. So 6-3 on the putouts. 1 out here in the 5th for Springfield. Brings up third baseman Jace Miller. Miller's 0 for 1. He flew out to right in the second. Walked, got around all the way to third in the third. Bouncing ball here goes all the way to the backstop. That's going to let Jeffrey get down to third base on a wild pitch. And the count 1-0 to Jace Miller. So it's been an adventuresome first start of the season here for Quincy Vassar. There is a right-hander warmed up down in the bullpen, and Jet Jaquat. This pitch is taken for a strike. It count even to Miller at 1 ball and 1 strike. I find it hard to believe, at least here in the shade, I find it hard to believe that it's 88 degrees right now. It is very comfortable in the shade anyway. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball missing high for ball 2. So one thing about Quincy Vassar, he does not waste any time whatsoever on the mound. Pitch swung on and fouled away on the first base side. Evens the count to Miller at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quincy Vassar out of Brewster, not Quincy. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. And third strikeout of the ball game for Vassar. Second out here of the fifth. That's a huge strikeout with a runner 90 feet away. That brings up second baseman Dawson Santana. He's been aboard twice on a walk in the second and got aboard on an error on a beautiful bunt up the first baseline with a couple of runners aboard in the third, and Quincy just couldn't handle the baseball. Pitch on the way here, swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-1 to Santana. Again, our next AppleSox broadcast will be on Friday, June 16th with Kelowna in town. We'll be back here on Tuesday, June 27th against the Port Angeles Lefties. We'll have a game on July 17th against Bend, July 25th against Bellingham, and July 28th against Edmonton. So heavy in the last part of July here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. This pitch misses for a ball to Santana, and the count even to the second baseman out of Oregon State at 1-1 strike. Vassar's next delivery is in the dirt. Nice stop by Westerlund. And a count 2-1. We did have a pinch hitter with Voltaggio coming in to hit for Cam Hoyland. So I'm guessing Voltaggio's out there in center field now. This pitch is cued off the end of the bat. First baseman down to a knee to get it is Olin, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the 3 unassisted putout. And that's the third out here of the inning. So a threat, but no damage done in the top of the fifth. To the bottom of, we'll go 4-2. It's Drifters leading the AppleSox. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
You're watching AppleSox Baseball tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel, and it's brought to you in part by Walkabout Grill, where eating out is eating healthy. Open 7 days a week in Leavenworth and Wenatchee, or stop in at the 108 Lounge at the Wenatchee Walk. Thanks to Walkabout Grill and everybody for helping us bring you community events throughout the summer, including AppleSox Baseball here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. Had a chance to meet some folks here at the ballpark before the ball game who said they watch us religiously. They watch the news every night, but they can't see it for whatever reason the last few nights. Well, that's a problem with the connection with Charter. Call your local cable subscriber, or you can switch over to LocalTel, and you'll get it no problem on Channel 12. Cade Westerlund starts it off here in the fifth for the AppleSox, and the first pitch to him is low strike called in the count 0-1. Well, Isaac McAllister, our home plate umpire, has been consistent calling those low strikes here through the ball game so far. Michael Green is our umpire on the base pass here. Westerlund leading it off. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. And this pitch is low and in the dirt, bouncing all the way to the backstop, evens the count at 1-1 strike. Westerlund, kind of a jam shot. Ball landed just inside the chalk down on the grass behind first base. And Brady Culp was able to chase it down as Westerlund was trying to stretch it into a double. And Culp threw him out at second base. This pitch goes all the way to the backstop again. The count runs to 2-1 on Cade Westerlund. I see that Springfield also has a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen area. I asked their coach, Jordan Senich, before the ball game. I said, okay, so you got a pitch count on Brinkley? He says, yeah, we're about 70. Westerlund takes ball 3. Count runs to 3-1 on the leadoff man for the AppleSox here in the fifth. And I would imagine Brinkley's got to be running up close to that 70 pitch mark by now. The 3-1 delivery by the left-hander swung on a fly ball to left center field. Left fielder back, and finally makes the catch. A couple of steps from the warning track out there. It is a warm night, and it is a pretty still night here at the ballpark. Fly out to left for the first out. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Ty Kennedy. Mariners in San Diego tied at 1 in the bottom of the first. Logan Gilbert continues to pitch for the Mariners. It's the bottom of the fifth, and he's thrown 55 pitches, so it looks like Logan is in fine form tonight. First pitch is a fastball strike taken by Kennedy, 0-1 to count. Ty 1 for 2 in the ball game. Base hit and scored on a wild pitch in the first. He grounded out to the first baseman in the third. The 0-1 pitch misses high for ball one. Let's see, Joel told me that if you go to the West Coast League website and you go to Game Live, they should have pitch counts and things like that for you there. This pitch swung on and grounded to the second baseman. Down on a knee, he'll field and throw. And a nice play by Santana, who's made a few tonight. So 2 up, 2 down for the AppleSox in the fifth, and that'll bring up right fielder Austin Bunn. I was talking about pitch count for Brinkley, and they had about a 70 pitch count on him. Well, according to point streak right now, he's at 76 pitches in the ballgame. 2 down for the AppleSox, bringing up Austin Bunn. Right fielder has a couple of fly ball outs to the center fielder. So Lauderdale better be ready. The first pitch misses high and up in 1-0 the count to Austin. By the way, as we get through the summer here with AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel, we'll be joined by former Eastmont varsity coach Brandon Schmitten, giving us some analytics, analysis of the games. Big baseball fan. Brandon is coaching his son's team tonight, so he couldn't be here tonight, but he'll be joining us for the most part coming up as we go through the summer. 2-0 the count here to Bunn, and the delivery low and bouncing in and off the catcher's glove. And May has to scamper after it in front of home plate. You know, it's fun to come out to the ballpark here, and I can hear it behind me in the stands with a ton of people here. It's Old Home Week. You know, there's a lot of fans of baseball that, you know, they've been away from each other for a summer and now back together again and seeing each other out of the ballpark. And it's just like a family picnic here. This pitch taken for a ball, or a strike, excuse me. 3-1, the count to Austin Bunn. 2 down in the fifth for the AppleSox. Trailing at 4-2. Pitch by Brinkley. Swung on a fly ball to shallow right center. And who's going to call for it? Right fielder came in and then backs up, and Jeffrey makes the catch for the out. So turns up to be a 3 up, 3 down story for Wenatchee in the fifth. To the sixth will go. It's 4-2. Drifters on top. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence Health. Come grow with us.
To the sixth frame we go. Samuel Lauderdale, Nate May, and Cooper Mullins do up here for Springfield as the Drifters lead it by a score of 4-2. AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Just tuned in our broadcast on Facebook, and we got a message here from Matt Tasker in Western Australia. Hello, Matt. asking if we're going to broadcast all the AppleSox home games. No, we are not. Just a select few for the summer. But the website for the league has the ability to stream games live even when we're not broadcasting them. So I'd encourage you to look up West Coast League Baseball. And they've got live stream. You can click on that and sign up for free. And you can watch all the games that are streamed through the West Coast League's website. So check it out at westcoastleague.com. So hello, Australia. Well, you just never know where folks are going to tune in to AppleSox Baseball or any of our broadcasts on the NCWLIFE Channel. There you see a good shot from behind the outfield wall. And our crowd gathered here at the ballpark with the mascot Coyote making the rounds. Samuel Lauderdale, the center fielder, is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He grounded out to second in the second and struck out in the third, one of 3 strikeouts. And we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the AppleSox, and that's the guy who was warming up down in the bullpen, Jet Jaquat, out of Linfield. Right-hander will take over for Quincy Vassar. And the first pitch is a strike to Lauderdale. 0-1 to count. So Jaquat. Where's number 1? Jet, by the way, J-H-E-T-T. Strike 2 to Lauderdale. So right now, the game hinges on the arm of Quincy Vassar if Wenatchee can't come back and get a lead in this one. The 0-2 pitch on the way by Jaquat is a fastball that's so fast it pops out of the glove of Cam Westerlund, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Was talking with Joel Norman here before the ball game. They do have the ability here at the ballpark to get live stats as far as speed of pitches and distance of home runs and things like that. This pitch is inside and I guess hit him. So hit by pitch is Lauderdale. That pitch, I guess, clipped his shoe top. So down at first is Lauderdale, and that brings up catcher Nate May.
Now batting, Nate May.
May has had a great game so far. A couple of hard hit balls and 2 singles to center in the third and to left in the fourth. So Jaquat tosses over to the bag at first. Austin Olin keeping the runner over there. And the pitch to the plate is a swing and a miss by May, who's trying to get his third base hit of the ball game right there. 0-1 to count to Nate May. This pitch misses just outside for a ball. Evens the count to May at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jaquat out of Linfield, back and ready. And the right-hander's delivery is outside for a ball. Jaquat in his 4th year of school, but will be a senior next year at Linfield. He began his college career in the COVID-shortened 2020 season at Iowa Western Community College before transferring to Southeast Community College for the next 2 seasons. He did not play his freshman year at Iowa Western. Runner from first goes. The throw down to second base is into center field again. Meanwhile, the runner at second piled up out there in a collision with the second baseman. Got to check on the health of Lauderdale on that collision out there. So give him a stolen base. And meanwhile, the count runs to, I believe, 3-1 on Nate May. Westerlund's had a little interesting endeavor trying to throw runners out at second base out there. He's had one that was right on the money that should have been an out that the shortstop, Ty Kennedy, couldn't squeeze, and then a couple of other balls that have gone into center field. 3-1 the count here to the batter with a runner in scoring position in a 4-2 ball game. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. And the count goes to 3-2. Wenatchee with 3 strikeouts of the ball game. They have the tradition here behind home plate on the press box to hang socks for every strikeout, and they'll hang another one here. 4th strikeout of the game, the first here by Jaquat in relief. 1 out for the Drifters, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cooper Mullins. It's like Malcolm Whitehall is approaching our camera on the first base dugout. Last time I saw the switch to that camera looked a little dark. First pitch here misses high for a ball to Cooper Mullins. 1-0 the count to the DH, who got aboard on an error and scored on an error in the 3rd. He lined out to second in the 4th. Swing and a miss here, and the count evens to Mullins at 1-1 strike. Jaquat with a runner at second base. And the pitch to the plate is a little bit high for a ball. 2-1 the count. Strike called here evens the count at 2-2 strikes to Mullins. So be huge if Jaquat could get back-to-back strikeouts after he hit a batter. And then it gets down to second base on a stolen base. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. On the way to the plate. It's a little low and outside for ball 3. So a couple of batters in a row he's run full to. Struck out Nate May. Now 3-2 on Mullins. Jaquat looks in, working with a brand new catcher in his life. Westerland has the sign. And the 3-2 pitch high for ball 4. So that is the 7th free pass in total tonight for the AppleSox pitching staff. 6 walks and 1 hit batsman tonight. And back to the top of the order here for Springfield with 1 out and 2 aboard to Gage Bruce. Bruce with a bunt single in the 3rd. That was in the middle of a ground out and a fly out. So he's 1 for 3 in the ball game. So after a quick discussion on the mound, here comes the first pitch to Bruce. It's a check swing, and he went around. No, he just called it a strike. 0-1 to count to the University of Portland left fielder. A lot of Oregon product. Makes sense for Springfield out of Oregon. 0-1 to count. Pitch on the way to the plate is a fastball missing high for ball 1. Looking for notes from Mr. Norman from earlier. Seeing if I'm making sure I've got the name pronunciation for our new pitcher on the mound for the AppleSox. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, and looks like the thumb ring came off of the batter here. So he'll have to put that back on. 2-strike count. 1 out, 2 on, 4-2 ball game. AppleSox Jet Jaquet trying to hold it right here. So it's Jaco. Had it wrong. Apologies. Jaco. Pitch here swung on and hit through the hole. Seeing eye single is going to score a run. Right fielder comes up with the ball and bobbles it, and everybody going to be safe here. Give an RBI to Gage Bruce, and that's our first run driven in the ball game on a hit. I think that might be our first earned run of the ball game. As Lauderdale comes around to score on the play. Winding up down at 3rd is Cooper Mullins. I don't think they gave an error to the right fielder, Austin Bunn, out there. They did not. So an RBI single for Gage Bruce brings up Cole Kellnan. Callan 0 for the game so far, 0 for 3 with a flyout, a ground out, and a strikeout. And the pitch as the runner fakes a run, bunt, popped up, foul into the net on the first base side. 0-1 the count to Callan. So it is Jet Jaco. So it's spelled Jacquot, which French would be Jacquot, but no, they're saying Jaco. So there you go. Pronunciation on our pitcher on the mound. Jaco's next delivery is in for a strike, and the count quickly 0-2 on Callan. Runners on the corners here for Springfield. A run is in. They lead it 5-2 now as Jaco delivers on the 0-2. It is off the catcher's glove and I guess a little bit outside to our home plate umpire. 1-2 the count on Cole Callan. AppleSox began 23 years ago. I was, 31 at the time when I started calling AppleSox baseball on the radio here when they first began in 2000. Runner from first goes. The pitch is swung on a miss, and a throw down to second base goes into center field. Another run's going to score on a throwing error by the catcher, and it's now 6-2. So a strikeout, are they going to say, what are we going to say here? I'm not sure what they're calling this. They're saying third out, and I'm not sure how. So it's a strikeout for the second out. I'm not sure how I missed it out there. But 6-2 is the score as Mullins came home to score on the play, and I'm going to have to get somebody to tell me what exactly happened on the third out there. But the umpires are also trying to describe it to Tommy Richards, the head coach for Springfield. We are going to the bottom of the sixth. It is 6-2 on the scoreboard. We're going to stick with that, so we'll be back with more coming up here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey, man. How's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and it looks like the final out of the inning in the top half of the sixth was runner interference to call out at second base. So I'm not sure if they hung an error up or not, but that throw that was a strikeout and a throw attempt down to the base, it was either runner interference at second base or it could have been interference by the batter at the plate on the throw down to second. So nonetheless, it was interference called, and that's why the final out was recorded. So however you want to score that, the runner at second base is out because of either the batter interfering after the strikeout on the swing, and then he followed across the home plate, got in the way of Cam Westerton on his throw down to second base. I think that's exactly what happened there. So that is the story, but they do get two more runs in their half of the sixth and lead it now 6-2 does Springfield. As we head to the bottom of the sixth inning, Brandon Ponce, Austin Olin, and Garrett Gores, the order due up 3-4-5 here for Wenatchee, and they're part of the sixth. So a lot of work to be done here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium for the AppleSox. Eric Granstrom with you here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we will check in on the scoreboard for the West Coast League. Also check in on Mariners action down in San Diego. First pitch to Ponce is a strike, and looks like we've got a new pitcher on the mound here for the Drifters. Man wearing number 6 on his back. This pitch swung on and a fly ball to right field and right at Ryan Jeffrey. So fly out to right for the first out by Brandon Ponce, and that brings up Austin Olin. But a good job by Steer Brinkley today. He goes 5 innings. Right now stands to win this if the Drifters can hang on. We'll see if we can get the name of the man who's on the mound here. First pitch to the next batter is a ball. 1-0 the count to Austin Olin. And this is Garrett Voss. Looks like it for the Drifters. Where's number 6? Next pitch misses for a ball. 2-0 the count to Olin as Garrett Voss, new pitcher on the mound here. Voss's 2-0 pitch is high for ball 3. Or excuse me, ball 4. Missed one in there. So a 4-pitch walk after the first pitch swinging by Ponce. Runner aboard for the AppleSox brings up Garrett Gores, who is, well, looking for his first official at-bat here. He's walked twice and scored. Wenatchee scoring a run in the first on a pass or a wild pitch to score their first run. And then in the fourth, they scored their second run on an error defensively. This pitch is in the dirt outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. And that's something about summer collegiate early season baseball as well, is that, well, you just don't know where your pitchers are when you come into a game and how much control they have, how much actual pitching in competitive situations they've had in their spring ball on the college campus. And that might be the case here, especially when you've got somebody like Garrett Voss, who might be pitching for the first time in a long time. You just don't know. Voss is not on the roster from the Drifters on their website. This pitch misses for a ball. So a lot of balls thrown here by Voss, and that's could be good news for the AppleSox. Trying to get back in this one as they trail it 6-2 now. So we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2-0 pitch is a strike. The count goes to 2-1 on Gores. Voltaggio waiting on deck for the AppleSox here in the 6th. Runner aboard, 1 down in a 6-2 game. Curveball here misses outside for ball 3. Sox need base runners, so Gore's going to have to look carefully at this next pitch. See if Voss can get it across the plate or not. Garrett ready, and the 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. And boy, a hefty cut there by Gores. And the count goes full at 3-2. Gores was looking for his second home run of the early season here for the Wenatchee AppleSox. They're in the bottom of the 6th in San Diego. Runner from first fakes a run. The pitch is low and outside for ball 4. So second consecutive walk given up by Voss in relief. Puts runners at first and second for Wenatchee, and that brings up Voltaggio. Nino Voltaggio. Apologies if that PA system comes in blaring. Sitting right underneath the pole. That's holding up one of the speakers, so not a lot I could do about that. So 2 on for the AppleSox and 1 out. Voss in a sticky situation here, and the pitch on the way to the plate to scoring to bunt was Voltaggio. He'll take it for a ball. 1-0 the count. Mariners are leading San Diego in the bottom of the 6th inning 2-1. Logan Gilbert continues to pitch for Seattle. Although 2 outs and 2 aboard for the Padres. This pitch is bunted and then squibs foul. Boy, that was close by Voltaggio to being absolutely fantastic gets 6 inches to the right on the grass portion of the infield here, and he might be aboard on a bunt single. Instead, it is strike 1 to Voltaggio. Cam Hoyland started the game in center field. Voltaggio came in the 4th, got aboard on a walk, got around as far as 3rd, and was stranded there. Wenatchee with 3 stranded left on base here in the ball game so far. Pitch to the plate is a little outside for a ball. 2-1 the count. Scoring for Springfield, 4 in the 3rd on 3 Wenatchee errors. 9 men came to the plate. Curveball here is a called strike, and the count now even to Voltaggio at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They added 2 more in the 6th to lead it here 6-2. Pitch here swung on a chop back over the mound towards the second base bag. And who's going to get it? Second baseman will take it, and his only play is at the bag at second because Santana and Kalman came together and almost collided right at the bag at second base. So 4 unassisted on the putout on Gores out there. Down to 3rd goes Olin. So 2 outs here in the 6th for the AppleSox. Voltaggio aboard on the fielder's choice. 6 unassisted. I said 4. 6 unassisted. And that brings up Fred Buxton. Buxton takes the first pitch, fastball low and inside for ball 1. Fred 0 for 2 in the ball game. He grounded out to a double play to the shortstop in the 2nd and got aboard on an error in the 4th. 2 on, 2 out for the AppleSox. Pitch swung on a fly ball to center field. Backing up at first and then coming in on a play is Lauderdale, and that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 6th inning. Get a couple aboard on a couple of walks. They leave 2 men. We'll head to the 7th inning of play. Time running down here for the AppleSox as they trail it 6-2 to the Drifters here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Ryan Jeffrey, Brady Culp, and Jace Miller due up here for Springfield, and they're part of the 7th inning. The 3, 4, and 5 batters as Springfield leads it by a score of 6-2 here in Wenatchee on a beautiful night for baseball. First of a 3-game series between the AppleSox and the Drifters here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They'll play 3 against Victoria coming up this weekend here in Wenatchee, so lots of hometown baseball coming up. And we've got tonight here live on the NCWLIFE Channel. Looks like we've got another new pitcher for the AppleSox coming in as Coach Mitch Darlington will reach to the bullpen one more time, and Michael Keneally will take over. So Michael, the 3rd pitcher of record for the AppleSox out of Spokane Falls Community College, after Jet Jaco went an inning. And Quincy Vassar went 5 innings. So Michael Keneally, Keneally, C-U-N-N-E-E-L-Y, Keneally, now pitching for the AppleSox. So Keneally will face Jeffrey in the first at-bat here, and the first pitch is swung on a fly ball into left field. And coming in on it is Van Rensom. He'll make the catch for the out. So kind of like that as you come into the ball game for the first time in an AppleSox uniform and you get the first guy to pop out to left field. One out here on one pitch in the seventh. Seventh inning stretch here coming up at the ballpark where the kids get to come out on the field and sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. One down for Springfield, brings up Brady Culp. First baseman has been very active in the field tonight, and the first pitch here misses for a ball. 1-0 the count. So again, the third pitcher of the night for the AppleSox, Quincy Vassar, goes 5. Allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, but none of those runs earned, by the way. Quincy ended up with 3 strikeouts on the night, and he had 5 walks. So I'm sure Quincy would love to bounce back from this night here at the ballpark. So with the defense behind him. Pitch on the way to the plate, swung on and grounded to the left side of the infield. Shortstop in on the ball, will not be able to field it cleanly. Ty Kennedy going to be tagged with an error there. Fourth error of the ball game for the AppleSox. Actually, they've got now 5 on the board for Wenatchee. So a runner at first with 1 down brings up Jace Miller. Miller 0 for 2 in the game, flew out to right in the second, walked in the third, and struck out swinging in the fifth. Pitch here misses high to Jace Miller, 1-0 the count. Good to see our friend Don Seabrook from the Wenatchee World here tonight, grabbing some images of this contest. Pitch is swung on and fouled back, evens the count of 1-1 strike. Don and I have seen, our paths have crossed just a few times, as you can imagine, going around to local sporting events here in the Wenatchee Valley. Fantastic photographer for the Wenatchee World. 1-1 to count to Miller. And the pitch on the way is a fastball low and away for ball 2. 2-1 to count. Michael Keneally. Taking a look at the scoreboard from the West Coast League tonight. Let me update my screen here. Top of the 8th in Bellingham. The Bells have taken a 3-2 lead on Cowlitz. This fastball misses low for ball 3. Victoria on top of Walla Walla now, 8-2. That's in the bottom of the 7th. Also in the bottom of the 7th in Kelowna, where the Falcons lead Nanaimo 1-0. This pitch is a strike, and the count now runs full to Miller at 3-2. Portland has taken a 10-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th on Kamloops. That's up north of the border. Bottom of the 8th, Port Angeles leads Bend 5-1. Pitch swung on and grounded to the second baseman right at the bag. He'll tag the bag and then throw to first for the double play. 4 unassisted, 3 on the putouts. So that'll do it for Springfield here in the 7th. A nice job by Keneally as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th, take a 7th inning stretch. It is a 6-2 lead for the Drifters. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I had had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
Well, a small contingent of the AppleSox Kids Choir here tonight singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game as we stretch here at the ballpark. And look who dropped by. Dan Kuntz has been running all over the ballpark tonight How you doing, Dan?
I'm tired. I didn't get a nap in. I've been up since 3:30 in the morning. Well, I saw you, of course, at the office this morning as well.
Yeah.
So.
We've got Tucker in my ear saying, "Quit whining." By the way.
Yeah, Tucker was called into emergency duty because our normal guy is getting his wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah.
Kind of an emergency deal.
I had one wisdom tooth come in, and it's still there.
Really?
Yeah, I had room for it, I guess. Plenty of holes in my head.
That or you have a big mouth, one of the two.
Well, that too. That too. Dan Coots joining us here on the broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Aiden Van Renssum steps up for the AppleSox with a lot of work to do, and he'll take the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 to count. This umpire has been consistent on those low strikes here tonight, Dan. I don't know. You probably haven't had a chance to even watch any of the game.
This is the first actual chance I've had.
Ooh, a high fly ball to left field deep, and it is gone. Round tripper for Aiden Van Renssum. And maybe that'll be the charge that puts a little life in the bats for the AppleSox here tonight as Aiden gets the second home run of the AppleSox early season, makes it a 6-3 ball game.
About 4 feet fair and about 2 feet over the wall, but it counts.
I wondered, the ball seemed like it could carry tonight because it's a warm night and it's a still night. So give Van Renssum the home run, the RBI, and that'll bring up Cade Westerlund. And I could just hear below us here as we're perched on top of the AppleSox dugout. Everybody gets a hit. Pitch is bouncing in for a ball. 1-0 the count to Cade, the catcher, 1 for 2 tonight with a base hit and a fly out to left. Lights on here at the ballpark. This pitch swung on, and I don't think this is going to have enough to get out of the park. In fact, it'll be just on the cut of the grass for the shortstop, Cole Kalman. Dan, you and I were talking about this here before, and I know you were talking to Joel Norman about this in the past on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, but left side of this infield can be an interesting adventure for both home and away, and that has been the case here tonight.
It's where the water drains. It's as simple as that. No field is perfectly level, and the water's got to go someplace, and ends up right in front of the AppleSox dugout, right below us.
So 1 out for the AppleSox and a foul away by Ty Kennedy.
Thus, as you mentioned earlier in the game, the broadcast, the very strange ground rule they have on the artificial turf that's right in front of the respective dugouts.
Yeah, with the artificial surface, they don't want the players to hurt themselves, basically. And so that is considered out of play. You wonder, in some of the ballparks with the dugouts, they'll put that little fence in front to kind of exacerbate the fact that you can't come here to try to catch a ball. I don't know if you do that here, if it would do any good or not. Ty Kennedy is behind in the count, 0-2 now. And the delivery to him swung on a chop back over the mound. Shortstop in, will field and throw, and it's in time for the outs. And I'm impressed by these Drifters here, Dan, especially defensively. They made some pretty good plays here tonight.
Actually, all things considered, considering it's this early in the season, it's been a fairly clean game, all things considered.
Well, don't look at the 8 errors on the board there, Dan.
I wasn't. You can tell there's who am I? What do you do? These guys still barely know each other.
Right. And that was the case early in the game on a bunt up the first baseline, or up the third baseline, and the second baseman for Wenatchee didn't cover the bag at first. And you have that, too, where Joel and you talked about that, about how you've got guys that are coming in as position players on a 10-day contract that probably are playing a position they don't play normally.
Yeah. You can't have 14 utility guys on your roster. But that's what you have.
Right, exactly. 1-1 to count here to Austin Bunn, who has got 3 flyouts in the game so far. He's kept their center fielder Lauderdale busy. Pitch to him here is low for a ball.
One other quirk of this ballpark that I think people have been here for a while know, once it gets dark and the lights really take effect, the light towers are not very high. And we've seen many, many times where a pop-up will go up above the light level.
Pitch swung on a hit hard, and that's a fair ball down the left field line.
That's going to be at least
extra
2.
bases, and gliding into second with a stand-up 2-out double is Austin Bunn. Boy, that was a ringing shot past the diving Jace Miller at third base. And the AppleSox with a couple of extra base hits here in the 7th inning brings up the third baseman, Brandon Ponce.
Well, he's got a lefty in the mound now. He's got a righty warming up. let's see if the coach is ready to make a change here, because that's two very well hit balls.
Well, they were hoping to get 70-plus pitches out of their starter tonight, Stair Brinkley, and they did. He actually got up to around 80 before they pulled him out. This is Garrett Voss in relief now, the second pitcher of the ball game. They already told me, the coaching staff did, that tomorrow's going to be a bullpen day. So they were trying to get as much as they could out of their fellows here, and that conversation happening on the mound right now. Let's go through the West Coast League scoreboard. Corvallis leading in Yakima. Now, I know it's strange. The Knights getting off to another great start. They lead the Pippins 3-1 in Yakima right now, along with Dan Kuntz, Eric Granstrom here on the broadcast. I checked in on our Facebook page. I don't know if you heard that mentioned, but we have somebody watching in Australia right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, asking if we're going to broadcast all the games, and I said no, but as you talked to Joel Norman about it, there's a free way to watch the games through the league now.
Yeah, they have a centralized website. Long overdue, but it works, and it works good.
Brandon Pont steps up now after the conversation on the mound and that consistent low strike call by our home plate umpire, Isaac McAllister. 0-1 the count to Ponce, looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout to line out to the flyout. Runner at second base with 2 down, and this pitch misses low for a ball. 1-1. We should mention, too, that aside from you running around and line producing and running the van and helping out Malcolm Whitehall and everything else, is that we've got new people here tonight that are helping us for the very first time do baseball.
And they're doing a great job.
Curveball is low for a ball.
Under some difficult circumstances, especially early on, the sun was just beating down on the camera on top of the third base dugout. You could barely see what you were shooting.
I saw poor Tim Bernowski over there kind of going, I can't see. 2-1 the count here to Ponce, and a swing and a miss. Hefty cut there by Brandon, and the count even to him now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the 7th. It is a 6-3 contest. Springfield on top. Drifters had a big 4-run third inning, and that's basically the difference of the ball game right now. 2-2 count with a runner at second holding, and the pitch is low for ball 3. Crowd gets into it. Decent crowd on hand here for Town Square Media Night. I said hello to our radio friends over at Town Square. Saw Steve Sandman here earlier. This pitch swung on a foul back.
I got it.
It's going to hit the top of the press box where we see our buddy Joel Norman calling the game on Sunny FM.
Your observance early of old school week was spot on. A bunch of people I haven't seen since last year at the ballpark.
Yeah.
It's like, how you doing, Marcy? How you doing,
It's
Jerry?
a family get-together. It's like a family summer picnic here at the ballpark. 3-2 count to Ponce. With a runner at second, 1 run in for the AppleSox on the leadoff home run by Van Ruspin. And the pitch on the way swung on, another foul ball and out of play. And I was thinking about, Dan, I mean, you've been here since the AppleSox began like I have. I remember when we started, those trees behind the press box here were about 6-7 feet tall. Yeah. And now they're, 50, 60, 70 feet tall.
And they're constantly fighting the pine cones.
Oh, yeah. I felt sorry. We came up to run all the lines here earlier today, and they were challenged with the pine cone adventure. Ball 4 going to be called here. The runner from second kind of danced around. The ball was in the dirt. Catcher didn't find it originally, but holding at second is Bunn on the play, as down to first goes Ponce. And Austin Olin with a chance here with 2 outs and 2 on, but we're going to get a pitching change first. And with the pitching change made, we'll take a 60-second break. Come back. You're watching AppleSox baseball in the bottom of the 7th, 6-3 ball game. The Sox trying to come back. We'll have more right after this.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax. It's done.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Well, the new pitcher on the mound is Landon Parker for the Springfield Drifters. And Parker, a 6', 180-pound right-hander out of Umpqua Community College. Now, if I had asked you, Dan Kuntz, to spell Umpqua, could you have spelled Umpqua?
Won't even bother. I can't spell worth a dang. Spell check is just fantastic.
Oh, God, I know.
How are you tackling this roster that was given to us by Springfield? And we understand it's early in the year. There's no numbers here.
Well, thankfully, Joel Norman texted me their lineup here on my phone, so I'm able to kind of cross-reference between
There's
the phone.
35 names on this thing and not a single number.
And none of those guys are here. And that's the challenge, too, is you don't have numbers on the roster at all. So the new pitcher taking over, Landon Parker, will be the third pitcher of the night here for Springfield. As Steer Brinkley went 5, he allowed 2 runs, only one of which earned on a couple of hits. Inning and 2/3 for Garrett Voss, but he's responsible for the 2 men on the base paths as Austin Olin will step up for the AppleSox. Olin, looking for his first hit tonight, has grounded out twice and walked. Where's the Coyote? Usually Coyote shows up about now and we get a big rally.
Well, this is it right here. Chance to tie the game.
Strike called to Olin on the first pitch here from Parker.
That nasty double shadow effect is now gone. Of course, we had that for a couple of innings. Very hard to pick up the ball.
Parker's wind and delivery, kind of a herky-jerky motion. Check swing, and they do not appeal, or they do, and the umpire says, nope, didn't go. Count even at 1 ball.
Not really sure how the field umpire could tell whether he went or not from where he's positioned behind the pitcher.
Yeah, because of 2 men on the base paths. He's out there behind the pitcher on the shortstop side of the mound behind. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss here by Olin. 1-2 the count. It's just good to have baseball back and good to have fans back in the stands. Now we're clear of COVID and all of that strange times. Season rubbed out here a couple of years ago for the AppleSox. This pitch, the whole defense and the Springfield dugout thought that was going to be strike 3 backwards K, but no, even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm not sure it wasn't. Now the field umpire is having a little chit-chat there.
Well, his glasses are kind of falling off, so he'll hand the glasses to the umpire. He'll tuck them in his belt loop, and a 2-2 count to Olin. The Central Washington University first baseman for the AppleSox steps back in. First game of the summer for Olin. Here comes the pitch on the way, swung on. Fly ball to shallow center. Backing up as the second baseman. He is going to have a challenge, but he will make the catch for the outs. That'll do it for Wenatchee to get a run on a leadoff home run by Aiden Van Renssum, and we'll head to the 8th inning of play, 6-3 ball game. Thanks for joining me, Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to work now.
Okay, all right.
Fun time's over.
All right, we'll come back next here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find them?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
Well, Michael Keneally will continue to pitch here for the AppleSox as we head to the 8th inning of play. Dawson Santana, Samuel Lauderdale, and Nate May due up for the Drifters, the 6th, 7th, and 8th batters in their order as they lead it by a score of 6-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll get you an update on Mariners as well as the rest of the West Coast League coming up here in just a moment on the NCWLIFE Channel. First pitch to Dawson Santana, misses low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Santana. Second baseman from Oregon State, looking for his first safe hit. He's walked. He got aboard on an error and grounded out to the first baseman. He'll swing and foul the next pitch back. Evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thanks to Dan Kuntz for sitting down here joining me on the broadcast. I mentioned that Allie Shank, the general manager for the AppleSox, was invited to join us during the broadcast, but opening night, you always have things go on that you don't prepare for. This pitch swung on a grounded to the second baseman. He will slide, field, throw. Oh, my. Another beautiful play by Fred Buxton. That's 2 gorgeous plays, if not 3, for Buxton here tonight. The first out of the 8th recorded. So put another star with Mr. Buxton out there, and that'll bring up center fielder Samuel Lauderdale. Lauderdale is 0 for 2. He struck out in the 3rd, grounded out the 2nd, and he also was hit by a pitch and scored a run. And he will foul the first pitch off here. 0-1 that counts on Mr. Lauderdale from Michael Keneally. 3rd pitcher of record for the AppleSox here tonight. Sox do have another right-hander down to the pen, warming up. 0-1 that count to Lauderdale. The pitch misses high for a ball. Well, speak of the devil. Here she is. I didn't know if you were going to get here tonight or not. Can you scoot up a little bit so they can see you on camera? The general manager for the AppleSox joining us now, Allie Shank. Hi, Allie. Pitch is swung on and missed, and a count, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, opening night, how's it been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's always fun to watch the fans come back out. A lot of hiccups sometimes.
Well,
but,
yeah, I mean, it happens.
But that's part of the team. That's part of the game.
Absolutely, and that's part of assuming a ballpark that you have no clue, because it's been it's college's ballpark, and you don't know what's going on necessarily. So you always have that stuff going on.
For sure.
And then, a lot of new staffers, I'm sure, so they're not used to being out here at the ballpark. And no matter how much you run them through things, you can never prepare them for actual live baseball, right?
For sure, yeah. Just like life, you just always have to get practice in. But no, it's been fun. We definitely have some new faces on the ball field and new faces in the guest service and concession booth for sure. So always a learning experience.
This pitch swung on a grounded to the third baseman. Ponce is there. He'll gobble it, throw it, and I think he's a little late on the throw, yes. Yep, infield single for Lauderdale. So a runner aboard with 1 out here for Springfield. AppleSox off to a 3-0 start down in Bend. So tell us about when the team's on the road and you're getting ready for opening night. What are you busy doing?
Oh, that's a good question. I am in charge throughout the season, so a lot of the time when they're on the road, I'm coordinating meals for them. I'm making sure that everything's okay with the hotel situation on the road. There is never really downtime for me, to be honest with you. And we have interns that I got to manage in the office too, so there's lots for me to do.
Yeah, because you get probably collegiate kids that are coming and working for the team in the office as well as here at the ballpark and things like that. This pitch is swung on and fouled away. The count is even to Nate May, by the way, who is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Runner aboard for Springfield. Some new baseballs delivered. Baseballs. How many baseballs do we go through in an average game? Have you guys kept track of that?
You know what? So actually when the umpires walked in today, they were like, do you typically prepare 3 dozen balls or 4 dozen balls? And I was like, 3 dozen. That's normally what we end up going through. It just depends, though. Sometimes with how windy it gets at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, it definitely, the balls fly out to right really easily. And so sometimes on those windier nights, we definitely go through 4 dozen. But
yeah, I'm sure.
It's kind of a bigger number than you'd expect.
Well, and the preparation of the balls, and that's something that people might not think about, is we got a 1-2 count on Nate May here with 1 out, 1 on for Springfield. Is that those balls have to be dirtied up, basically, right? You got to take some clay, and there's a special little sauce that you. Now, do you do that? Do the umpires do that? Who does that?
So the umpires do it, and I think it's just to kind of control how uniformly they are rubbed down during the season for all WCL teams. But we do not really handle that. That is the umpires. And in fact, I walked in.
Play at first base is in time. The play at first or second base is in time, not at first, but they do get the lead runner here. So 5-4 on the putout, 6-4 on the putout, excuse me. Second out to the inning. And May aboard on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up the DH Cooper Mullins. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I walked in earlier, asked them what they wanted for after the game meals, and realized that they were standing there with mud all over their hands. And I was like, probably better to clean your hands before you eat those meals afterwards. But
Well, and that's something else we don't think about. It's the fact that you're not just taking care of the players, you're taking care of the umpires as well.
yeah,
Because they're game management, so
yep,
got to take care of them.
got to take care of everyone.
Allie Shank, the general manager for the Wenatchee AppleSox, joining us here as AppleSox celebrate opening night. And 23 years of baseball, that's hard to believe.
I know. It's
How long have you
crazy.
been with the team now?
Oh my goodness, I've been with the team since 2018. So
Really?
total, yeah, right?
Wow.
I know.
Where did that time go?
I don't know. I've just been here at the ball field.
How's it working with Jose? I mean, he seems like such a great guy.
Awesome guy. Very
Jose Oglesby is the owner here for the AppleSox.
very genuine, very down to earth. Just someone who really is passionate about baseball, and is just quite honestly passionate about watching people succeed at their dreams. So.
That just gave me goosebumps. I love that. That's an awesome way to put it. Swing and a miss here for Cooper Mullins. So the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I love seeing, and for people, and we got to remember too that not everybody's been in Wenatchee for 23 years, so they don't know about AppleSox baseball necessarily. They may have just moved here because we have that happening all the time. Strike 3 called, and the tradition on the press box with the Sox.
Yes.
I love that has continued.
Yes. We are kind of switching it up a little bit this year.
Okay.
But yeah, we are throwing out some more AppleSox swag instead of actual socks this year. So a little tongue twister.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you come out to the ballpark, be sure and take advantage of the between inning promotions where you can come in and sign up to have the kids run around the bases or deliver newspapers or
Sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Yeah.
So many different things in between. So.
It's a lot of fun. Can you hang out for a little longer, or do you got more stuff to do?
No, I'm good.
Okay, well, we'll take a break and come back. You're watching AppleSox Baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence Health. Come grow with us.
Hey man, how's it going?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Some work to do for the AppleSox as they trail here Springfield in this opener tonight by a score of 6-3. Allie Shank, the general manager for the AppleSox, joining us here on the broadcast as we have our kind of fun perch above the third base dugout. Do you ever come up here and just hang out? Or?
You know what? Coyote stands on here a lot, actually.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
It's a very good vantage point.
It is. I love this spot. First pitch taken here. And how's that relationship? Speaking of which, I mean, this is the campus, Wenatchee Valley College campus is where the ballpark is located. And that's been a long-running relationship between the AppleSox organization and the college. And how is that going?
Honestly, it's going really well. I mean, there's been some turnover with the college in the past few years.
Yeah.
But we still maintain
Your athletic director, number one thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But no, we've definitely maintained a very good and strong relationship.
Swing and a miss here by Cam Hoyland to start up, Voltaggio. Or is it Voltaggio? Who we got here? Garrett Gores. Oh, how did I miss somebody? I missed somebody.
Oh, no. I don't know. You were talking to me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's all right. So it is a ball low. Garrett Gores is up there. Oh, that's what I did. Okay. I jumped ahead of my score sheet here. Pop out 4. There we go.
All right, I know who not have as a scorekeeper, apparently.
Yeah, you got any more interns you can share here? Pitch is low and outside. The count runs full here to Garrett Gores leading it off in the bottom of the 8th for the AppleSox. Talk about some of the other promotions for people coming to the ballpark. I know tonight is Town Square Media Night. I know you try to get businesses involved in the games. And this pitch is hit and hops over the third baseman's glove into left field. So maybe a little rally here. So maybe having Allie Shank on the broadcast is a good thing for the AppleSox. But big promotions coming up. I know you got a fireworks night coming up here pretty soon, too.
Yes, we do. So this first home stand is actually pretty jam-packed with 6 games in a row. But we do have a few sponsored nights this upcoming week. So Wenatchee Valley College Alumni Association actually has a game night on Thursday. So
that's awesome.
Definitely a good, strong relationship for sure there.
That is awesome.
Yeah, no, fireworks on Saturday night. Can't beat fireworks, right?
Voltaggio is in the box, and he'll take a pitch for a strike. 0-1 to count to Voltaggio, who came in relief, if you will, to bat for Cam Hoyland back in the 4th inning. He is 0 for 1 in the game so far with a walk and hit into a fielder's choice. Pitch here is taken outside for a ball. 1-1 to count. So go to AppleSox.com if you want to see the promotions list. I know you've got the whole list up there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Everything's listed out. Joel did a wonderful job listing every little thing out.
Boy, and Joel does so much behind the scenes that people don't know about. And I talk him up big time just for us and our purposes. He does so much to provide information. All of the poop sheet on what's going on and all of my notes, I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I have no clue if it weren't for Joel Norman. But Joel behind the scenes, too, doing all of the stuff in-house to help with everything AppleSox, right?
No, he's a great person to have on our team because he definitely contributes so much to us in so many different little ways. So.
Landon Parker, by the way, pitching for his 2nd inning of relief. A ground ball to the 3rd baseman, and it's going to get off of his glove and go foul. And then everybody's going to be safe. So he came charging into Jace Miller, and that's where you talk about home field advantage, and we have certainly seen some interesting things happen on the left side of the infield, not just tonight, but in 23 years of baseball here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. It is a home field advantage. You got to be used to this side of the infield.
Well, I don't know if it's home field advantage yet if they've only played on it for a day.
Well, for 23 years, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Runners at first and second for Wenatchee, trying a little rally here in the bottom of the 8th. And scoring to bunt but pulling the bat back is Fred Buxton, who's had a great night defensively for the AppleSox. Still looking for his first hit. He grounded into a double play in the 2nd, got aboard on an error in the 4th, and then flew out to center in the 6th. Infield on the corners drawn in case of a bunt here. He will square to bunt it and then foul it off the plate. And the count evens to Buxton here at 1 ball and 1 strike on the foul ball. So when the AppleSox go on the road like they were in Bend this weekend, you were talking about trying to make sure everything's okay. So we know that there's a different relationship with each team and each different traveling situation. Like for the Wenatchee Wild, I know the Wenatchee Wild situation is they provide the housing for teams that come into town, meaning they arrange the hotels. So is that not the case in the West Coast League, or how does that work?
That actually is the case, but you'd be surprised. Even though it is set up, there's so many different little things that you get calls that I get calls about, and so I got a call for them checking in on Friday, and then I got a call about laundry, and then I got, there's just there's always questions to be had. And also, I'm the one who's supposed to know it all, so that's why they call me.
Sure.
Yeah.
This bunt fouled back and behind home plate by Buxton, trying to move the runners up and put a little pressure on the defense here. He's going to have to swing away now with 2 strikes on him. When you chose to come to Wenatchee and apply for a position here with the AppleSox, you must be a baseball fan. Or are you just interested in sports and wanted to be involved behind the scenes somehow?
I played sports my entire life, and I've always loved sports, and I always wanted to be involved in sports. I thought that I was going to be a kinesiology major when I went to school.
Really?
Could not hack it with chemistry at all. My mom will tell you no differently, so I went into sports management and marketing, and
foul back here by Buxton, staying alive in the count.
But I've definitely enjoyed baseball my entire life. I grew up a Braves fan, so I have fond memories watching Braves baseball with my parents and with my friends and whatnot. So. And
since you've taken over as the general manager for the team, you've been recognized by the West Coast League. I mean, that's pretty awesome. 2-2 pitch swung on a chop back to the pitcher. He'll field it and throw to third to get the out there. So the lead man is retired, and that's Garrett Gores at third base. So 1-5 on the put out there for the first out. Down to second safely is Voltaggio. Buxton aboard on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up left fielder Aiden Van Runsa. And Aiden with the second home run of the season for the AppleSox to lead off the 7th. Wouldn't it be great for him to get a home run here and tie this ball game up? Pitch on the way to him, swung on a fly ball. Just not going to quite clear the fence, however. It's a pop-up to the second baseman, and the infield fly rule called by the umpire. And so everybody stays right where they are. And a pop out to the second baseman is the second out. And that'll bring up catcher Cade Westerland. How hard is it from your perspective? I know Mitch Darlington comes to you and says, okay, we need to get these guys signed and things like that. So you're on the business end of things too, right?
Yes and no. Mitch honestly does most of the recruiting himself, which I thank him for because I'm already dealing with other things. But also, I mean, he has a lot of the recruiting is really his relationship with other schools. It's his relationship with other coaches that are in different collegiate programs around the country. And so it's a lot of his connections, and it's a lot more about building up his connections. So similarly to the players, the coaches also are trying to grow and develop as coaches and as people.
Pitch is swung on a miss here by Westerland. Evens the count to him at 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 on. 2 out for the AppleSox here on the bottom of the 8th, trailing at 6-3, visiting with Allie Shank, the general manager for the AppleSox. And when Mitch does have those players, like, for example, we hear about, and Joel was talking about that earlier, a 10-day contract.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a 10-day contract?
So a lot of that, so a 10-day contract is our players that are kind of supplemental players that are filling in while we're waiting for some other players to get here. A lot of times, some of our 10-day contracts make it in, and they earn themselves a full season roster spot.
This pitch is popped up, and they're probably going to do the inning here for Wenatchee as the second baseman will settle under it. Do you have time to finish that story? Okay, we'll take a break and come back. We're heading to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 6-3 Springfield lead. We're visiting with Allie Shank here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
Top of the order for the Springfield Drifters here in the top of the 9th inning. Gage Bruce, Cole Kalman, and Ryan Jeffrey due up for Springfield. AppleSox trying to hold it right where it is and come back in the 9th inning. Eric Granstrom with Allie Shank, the general manager for the AppleSox. You were talking about the 10-day contracts and getting these guys in here, and I'll let you finish that process.
Yeah, so, I mean, the 10-day contracts, they know coming in that they are signed for their 10 days, maybe it's 8 days, whatever it is, but they're pretty aware of what they're in for, and a lot of them do earn that second roster spot where they're officially now an AppleSox player for the whole season. We had that happen with some of our biggest players last year.
Yeah.
Xander Orjudas was one of our players that was a 10-day contract. Just multiple.
That's fun to see, and it's an opportunity. And Mitch was telling me before the ball game tonight, he says he loves this because these guys are gutting it out. I mean, they are really trying to make the team here in this 10-day stretch. That's pretty fun.
It's definitely a fun experience.
Gage Bruce leading it off as Michael Keneally continues to hurl here for the AppleSox. Missing just outside for ball 2, or excuse me, 1-1. 1-1 to count here to Bruce, who is 2 for 4 in the ballgame with an RBI. I think in all of the runs scored here tonight, we've got 2 earned runs. The rest are unearned. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Gage Bruce. So I noticed something a little different this year with the ketchup and mustard derby.
Yeah.
Used to go on beyond the outfield wall here in right field. It was on the field, well, on the warning track.
It was.
This year. That's a fun new thing. I like that.
Oh, you know, sometimes fans can't see they couldn't always see the ketchup and mustard poking out.
Yeah.
Behind the fence.
Yeah, so basically it was ketchup and mustard on sticks. It was a cutout of a bottle of mustard and a bottle of ketchup that two of your interns, I assume, would run with behind the – well, and by the way, if you've never been, and most people have not been, behind the fence here at the ballpark, swinging a miss here, and a strikeout for Keneally, and that's the first out of the 9th inning. There's a lot of obstacles out there. I mean, there's stanchions that are holding up the outfield fence, and it's not a safe place to run.
No, not
really.
No.
And sometimes we, in the past, did see one of the condiments go down. So a little safer to have ketchup and mustard running on the warning track here inside the ballpark.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
This pitch is swung on and fouled away. 0-1 the count to Cole Kellnan.
I did have to laugh. Sorry.
You did?
Sorry,
No. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say those boys were out of breath though after they ran. And I told them, I said, you know what, we're just trying to get your workout in for the day.
Swing and a foul back here, and so Keneally ahead of the count to Kellnan as the AppleSox try to retire the side here in the 9th and come back in the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's get you an update on the Mariners as they now lead San Diego 4-1. Good news for the Mariners, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak on the road in the first of a 2-game series down in San Diego tonight at Petco Park. 0-2 count to Kellnan. And Keneally's pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at 0-2.
Come on, kids, make some noise. Come on. Give me more.
So when the game's over, I know there's a cleanup crew that comes, and you guys are not done by any stretch of the imagination. So what do you do when the game's over?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I help them out with cleaning up normally, just making sure that we can all go home at a more reasonable hour.
Yeah, many hands make light work, right?
Exactly.
Pitch misses for a ball. 1-2 the count to Kellnan here in the top of the 9th inning. 6-3 ball game. Drifters on top of the AppleSox. Keneally ready, and the tall right-hander's next delivery is swung on and missed. Another strikeout. So actual swag instead of socks coming to the fans here at the ballpark. And that's if you get 5 strikeouts for the home team, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're well beyond the 5 strikeouts. So, and that happens because you have sponsorship, right? You have people help kick in some money that you can go buy swag and AppleSox logoed
I think you're
stuff.
enjoying saying swag now.
I am. By the way, if you don't know, and there's a lot of people that might not know, swag is an acronym. It means stuff we all get.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I actually did not know that.
There you go.
I learn something new every day.
See? There you go, Allie. I like to help. Swing and a foul back here, and quickly ahead again is Keneally on Ryan Jeffrey. How fun is this? You know, I was talking about this earlier during the game, that it's like a summer picnic because there's people in the stands that have been talking the entire game that haven't seen each other in a summer. They haven't seen each other all year, and they're back together. It's like old home week.
Oh, 100%. I actually have 2 different season ticket holders that sit next to each other that only hang out during the summer because.
Isn't that something?
I know.
Oh, that's fun.
I always poke fun. I'm like, why don't you guys hang out more in your off time?
No, it's a baseball thing. It's a baseball thing. The 0-2 pitch on the way to the plate is low for a ball. 1-2 the count to Ryan Jeffrey. He's been aboard twice on walks. He scored and has also grounded out and flew out.
But you know, the beauty of baseball and the beauty of AppleSox baseball, it's kind of just like a family.
It is, all the way around.
You get to know your neighbors. You get people that you meet each year in and out.
Swing and a miss, and how about Keneally here? Strikes out the side in the 9th inning. So here we go to the bottom of the ninth. Allie, thank you so much for joining me. I know you got a lot of stuff to do.
Thank you for
including
having me on.
cleanup.
Yep, of course.
But thanks for helping us, and thanks to the whole organization for rolling out the red carpet for us anytime we come out to the ball game.
We try to.
Well, you do. You do a great job. We appreciate it. All right, Allie Shank joining us here on AppleSox broadcast on the NCWLIFE Channel. Here we go. Heading to the bottom of the ninth. 6-3 our score. You can wave at the people at home, Allie. And we'll come back next here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an Environmentally Green Dealership Award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Top of the order, due up for the AppleSox. Ty Kennedy, Austin Bunn, and Brandon Ponce. AppleSox trail at 6-3. So here we go. Bottom of the ninth inning. As the AppleSox continue to face Landon Parker on the mound. And the first pitch is high and inside for a little chin music. 1-0 the count as I hear the AppleSox dugout below me. Hooping and hollering, trying to get Ty Kennedy aboard to get some base runners. Get a chance to get back in this one. The 1-0 pitch is low and away for a ball. 2-0 the count. Good crowd on hand here for opening nights at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They'll be back again here against Springfield tomorrow night and the next night. 6:35 game times here at Paul Thomas. Go to applesox.com for tickets. Pitch taken for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1 to Ty Kennedy, who is 1 for 4 tonight with a base hit, a run scored. He's also grounded out 3 times. The 2-1 pitch from Landon Parker on the way, swung on and fouled into the glove, and the count even now at 2-2. As Allie Shank, again, thanks to Allie Shank for joining us here on the broadcast. Mentioned the AppleSox will host Victoria over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So lots of AppleSox baseball here at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch on the way is a little outside for ball 3. So what they're looking for, the AppleSox looking for base runners. 3-2 the count on Ty Kennedy. And the Parker pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 down for the AppleSox. Brings up Austin Bunn. Austin is 1 for 4. Got a double in his last at bat on a ringing double down the left field line past the outstretched arm of Jace Miller.
Austin Bunn.
So Bunn steps up with 1 down, and the AppleSox trying to come back here. This pitch is high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Looks like we're having problems with one of our cameras here. Looks like the center field camera for whatever reason. Oh, now it's back. Okay. Not sure what happened to one of the cameras there, but looks like we're okay. 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up, foul and out of play. And it counts a ball and a strike here to Bunn. Let's get you up to date on the rest of the West Coast League here tonight. See if we have any games that have gone final. We've had a couple of games go final. Victoria hangs on and beats Walla Walla 9-5 tonight at home. Port Angeles goes into Bend and beats the Elks 7-1. Games that are late. Bottom of the ninth inning. Bellingham trailing Cowlitz. Pitch taken for a ball. 2-1 to count here to Bunn. Cowlitz leading at 4-3. Bellingham trying to get another walk-off as they did on Sunday. Kelowna in the bottom of the 8th leading to Nanaimo at home tonight 7-2. This pitch swung on a chop back over the mound, over the second baseman bag, and out of the second baseman's head and into center field. Well, that's a seeing eye single that the AppleSox certainly needed here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So a runner aboard. That's what they need, base runners. And that brings up Brandon Ponce. Ponce, 0 for 3, struck out, lined out, flew out, and walked in his last at bat, the 7th. Wenatchee in this ball game with now 6 base hits. Had some defensive gaffes here tonight that have not helped the cause. Ponce trying to erase some of that. Pitch to him is a little low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Brandon Ponce. Washington State Cougar trying to take a bite out of the Drifters. The 1-0 pitch by Parker is a check swing. The umpire says he went around. Ponce is not happy about the call. And a count even at 1-1 here to Brandon Ponce. Ponce back deep in the right-handed batter's box. Runner holding at first. Pitch on the way to the plate is swung on a chop to the third baseman. He'll backhand the ball, throw to second, and go into right field with the throw. Up bouncing is the runner, and he'll pop down to third base on the play. The AppleSox alive and will bring the tying run to the plate. E5 on the throw, as Jace Miller has had an interesting endeavor tonight at third base. So the AppleSox get a man aboard here for Austin Olin. Olin popped out in his last at bat. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of groundouts to go with a walk. And first, we're going to get a pitching change here on the mound. So, with a pitching change made, we'll go ahead and make a change here on the broadcast and come right back after the 60-second timeout. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local event broadcasts. JDSA Law has been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, your risks, and your accomplishments. JDSA Law supports the TV broadcasts of these local community events.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at MerryMaidsOfWenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
So the shortstop, Cole Calnan, will take over on the mound here. Position player moving over to the mound to try to finish this one up for the Drifters. Meanwhile, we'll have to see who drops back at the shortstop position. They may take, let's see. I see Jace Miller still out there at as a third baseman. The diminutive person that I assume is going to be the shortstop will not show me his number, so I can't tell you who that is right now. That is number 7. So Dawson Santana will move to second base, or move to shortstop from second. And then the new defensive player is Hunter Dryden. So Hunter Dryden now is the second baseman. So shortstop comes to the mound, second base moves to shortstop, and Dryden, Austin Dryden, will be the new player at second base. So runners at first and third for the AppleSox, and that brings up Austin Olin. So the fourth pitcher of the night here for the Drifters as they lead at 6-3, but the AppleSox with a tying run to the plate, and the first pitch swung on and fouled back. And the count 0-1 to Austin Olin. As I mentioned, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Pop outs, a couple of ground outs, and a walk. Sox have the base runners they want on the corners with one down here in the bottom of the ninth inning. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Olin is a strike, and a count 0-2. Mariners win in San Diego tonight, 4-1. Logan Gilbert picking up his 4th win on the mound. Paul Sewald gets his 12th save. Congratulations to the Mariners. 0-2 the count to Olin. Swung on a chop towards the left side of the infield. Backing up the shortstop from his pocket will throw to second in time. The runner at first is safe and a run will score on the fielder's choice. So that makes it a 6-4 ball game. Ponce is out at second. 6-4 on the put out there for the second out. Olin aboard on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Garrett Gores. Garrett with a home run on the season so far. Coach for the Drifters, Tommy Richards, comes out just to check with the umpire here. We'll get a timeout, and we're going to get a pinch runner out at first base. And this is where we might run into. Well, they set it on the PA system, but unfortunately I don't have that person's name because Jet Jaco was a pitcher earlier. He wore number 1. And according to my eyeballs here, the guy at first base right now, also wearing number 1, but Jaco pitched. So, nope, that doesn't look like the guy who was on the mound earlier tonight. So, not sure who's there running at first base for Wenatchee. But nonetheless, a pinch runner at first. Pitch to the plate is a strike, meanwhile, to Garrett Gores. 0-1 the count. AppleSox down to their final out here as they have made it a 6-4 ball game. Calnan with the delivery. Misses outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. Again, Cole Calnan, fourth the pitcher of the night, taking over for Landon Parker here with 1 out in the 9th inning. Induced a ground ball by Austin Olin. It scored a run on the play. This pitch swung on. Hefty cut there for Gores. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So the AppleSox down to their final strike here as they trail it 6-4 here in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to come back. Runner at first with a lead, and the toss over there by the pitcher. Close play, but not quite in time. Two and two the count. Pitch on the way to the plate is off the catcher's glove, all the way to the backstop, and down to second base goes the runner. So a wild pitch evens the count to Gores at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a heartbeat doctor. The patient ain't dead yet.
Lucas, I can't hear you.
So Gores count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He had a base hit in his last plate appearance. He's 1 for 1. He's also walked 3 times tonight. Great eye for Garrett Gores. Calnan ready, and the 2-2 pitch is a check swing. He went around, and that'll do it for the AppleSox here tonight as they fall to the Springfield Drifters by a final of 6-4 here in the ball game. Again, the 2 teams will play 2 more here at Paul Thomas, 6:35 game time in the next 2 nights in a row. We will come back with you on the field post-game. I asked Mitch Darlington if he would join us win or lose, so we will head down to the field for a quick little post-game interview with the head coach of the Wenatchee AppleSox coming up as we wrap it up here at the ballpark. Again, 6-4 our final. We'll take a break and come back down field side and talk with the head coach coming up here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Shoot, I think I left my keys in the kitchen. Can you grab them?
Yep.
Find out?
What's this?
It's a locking bag. It keeps Grandma's medication safe.
But I could just take it.
Well, for one thing, it locks. And if it were gone, I know there's a problem.
Huh. Well played.
Help prevent opioid misuse before it starts. Visit getthefactsrx.com.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Hey man, how's it going?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction is not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Are you caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Welcome back here on the postgame show on the NCWLIFE Channel. Visiting with Mitch Darlington, the head coach for the AppleSox. Tough night defensively, Coach. I know you're quite the competitor, and that won't sit well with you. But, I mean, the guys battled tonight.
Yeah, just too many free bags. Had 7 walks, 5 errors. That's not a recipe to win a ball game. So really got to clean that up. We'll have some new guys rolling in tomorrow. Just got to be better defensively.
That was a tough situation for Quincy, a bunt on the third base side, and you make the play defensively, but then you don't have somebody covering the bag at first. And I was talking about that on the broadcast, that sometimes you got guys that, on a 10-day contract or something like that, are playing positions. You only have, 10 position guys, so you might be playing a position you're not used to, and, I got to cover the bag.
Yeah, that's just kind of a product of guys rolling into town. We haven't had a lot of time to really practice as a team, run through bunt defenses, that sort of a thing yet, but all things that we're going to be able to clean up, and we look forward to cleaning it up and getting better tomorrow.
You did get second home run of the season over that left field wall tonight. I thought on this warm, dry night that ball was going to carry a little more, but just not a lot of pop.
Yeah. I mean, ball doesn't really carry out here to left much very often, but that was one of the highlights of our offense tonight. Not a lot of highlights offensively either as well. Just some tough ABs and guys taking some really good pitches. So just got to be more aggressive and attack the strike zone.
Well, Buxton at second base, a couple of spectacular plays here defensively. Ty Kennedy at shortstop as well tonight. I put big stars in the column for those guys defensively up the middle.
Yeah. I thought Fred did a really good job. Got to receive better on those throwdowns. We had a couple guys who we should have had thrown out that we just let go into the outfield. Again, that's just a communication thing and guys being at the right spot at the right time, and all things that we're going to clean up. And definitely, as you can tell, we need to practice.
Well, good news is it's early in the season. You got a long season to go, and it's just one game, and you get to turn around and play these guys again tomorrow.
Yep. We got Jacob Dahlstrom on the bump tomorrow. Looking forward to these guys bouncing back and just playing better, just playing cleaner baseball for our fans and for Wenatchee in general.
Well, thanks for joining us here to Mitch. We'll see you tomorrow night, 6:35 game time. We'll take a quick break, come back, wrap it up here from Paul Thomas as the AppleSox come up short. Mitch, appreciate your time as always. We'll come back after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Well, the AppleSox, as Coach Mitch Darlington mentioned, 7 walks tonight, hit batsman, and also a situation with the defensive gas, 5 errors in the ballgame. They fall to the Springfield Drifters by a final of 6-4 tonight. They got a run in the bottom of the ninth, so they didn't go away quietly into the night. 6:35 game time tomorrow, and the next night's here against Springfield, so hopefully you get a chance to come out and root on the AppleSox. They'll take on Victoria as well here this weekend. We'll have more AppleSox baseball a couple of Fridays from now here on the NCWLIFE Channel. For our entire crew out here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, I'm Eric Granstrom. Again, 6-4 the final. AppleSox fall for the first time this season. Have a good night, everybody. To the plate on an 0-2 swing.
You've been watching a special presentation of AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast has been a service of these fine sponsors: Apple Valley Honda, Confluence Health, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Mini Blinds and more, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Walkabout Grill. Thanks for watching this special presentation of NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station. We now return you to regular programming already in progress.